Obviously not from our generation.
We're fine, you know.
I'm definitely apparently from the generation
just
put it here Gerard Butler and Liam Neeson.
As always, the second I go live, the second we go public, there's always some fucking conversation going on. Oh yeah, I said we're going
Travis,
live.
Why are you
there's always something
Asked
happening.
if we were going.
Hello,
if we were ready.
I did ask, are you ready? And we're like, oh yeah, and then I go, okay, we're live, and then boom, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GeekVerse episode. I have no clue. It was 168 in the house. I am the fuck the Oscars trash now. I didn't nominate Logan. My God.
I am the Adam Hart caster, Dylan Muss.
I'm the Oscars Adam Briggs.
Hey.
I am the I'm trying to think of something
on point Taylor Field.
Man. On point.
Oh boy.
I am the lady in the dress, Jessica.
Lady in the
What is
dress.
that a reference to?
Like Lady in the Water.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What you trying to dress?
I don't know what that's from. Still,
I got it.
Is it a Stephen King book?
Isn't it? What's the one that's nominated?
It.
No, Shape of Water.
Yeah.
She is the shape of dress. There you go.
I think you're not wrong.
Good save, Taylor.
As you can tell, I did not watch the
Shape of Water.
that too, but the Oscar
The rhombus of water.
stuff. Travis is here to lead that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't guessed by our nickname, if you haven't guessed by the title of this video, we are doing the Golden Geeks nomination, Season 2, 2018. This is our versions of the, there's a lot of awards.
Our version.
There's Golden Globes, there's SAGs, there's the PGAs, there's the Oscars right now. This is our award ceremony. You know, we nominate geek films, which we're getting into a debate of what maybe a geek film is or isn't this year. But we are going to nominate them. We have a whole bunch of categories to get through. Quickly plugs, because we got a big episode.
Quickly plugs.
This weekend we have a mom and dad commentary track coming up. It is tons of fun. Check it out. We've joked about having an After 9 podcast. This is probably the most it gets to because one, we talk about this film, but two, there's just some really random conversations.
It's definitely the podcast that we use the word anal beads the most.
Yeah.
Podcast. If you want to find out why, go check it out.
Check that out. And then later on this week, Gauntlet Season 2, the pre-premiere is going to be dropping. It's myself interviewing all the combatants. That is coming back. If you don't know what it is because you're new to this show, and thank you for subscribing because you guys have made this our biggest month ever. Super shocked. Took less than 6 months, so we thank you for all your support. But that is our gaming league. We have champions. We have best of threes. We have tons of storylines going on. It's us in gaming leagues fighting against one another. So tune into the pre-premiere because that'll lay out the stage. If you're new to it, definitely check it out. We play some fun games and this season is quite spicy, as the kids are saying on the streets.
Like to say, yeah.
So we're getting into the Golden Geeks nominations. Let's start off. You know, the Oscars, they save their nominations last. They always go Best Picture last. Let's just start Best Picture first because also I think that lays out the groundwork to.
I think we should first discuss what we're allowing it to be a geek film.
So I went.
The reason this comes up is because I came in here and I say the word Dunkirk and Travis gets all up in arms saying that's not a geek film, Dylan. You suck. Leave. I'm like, this is my house, man. I'm not going to leave.
I did not say that. I thought of geek films categories as a comic movie, a sci-fi, a fantasy, a horror, or animated. Those were the ones we did that last year, and I think also the reason we did that last year was because the Oscars would nominate certain things like La La Land or that where we wanted to try and give movies like a Deadpool, like a Civil War, a Logan that didn't get the shine it deserved for us. So that's where, and I also said that I think movies that have a Comic-Con feel or a convention or a panel, or I don't think Dunkirk is. I don't think Christopher Nolan's sitting there.
I think the fact that Christopher Nolan made this movie is an important factor because he has garnered all sorts of fans. Like all of us, I would say, are big fans of Christopher Nolan. One of my favorite directors for sure. You know, because he's made other movies like Inception, like Memento, and then of course the Dark Knight trilogy. I feel like his movies are just geek films now. I don't think Dunkirk is though, and I think that's him slowly moving away from the geek thing of like, hey, I did that stuff, I got all my money, and now I'm going after my awards. You know, that's what the vibe I get from it. Because Interstellar is like a geek film, but like, I still wouldn't nominate it. It's more of a drama to me than a geek film. It's about this guy who leaves his daughter, right? Where same thing with Dunkirk is about these guys trying to survive. I'm not saying I'm 100% opposed for it, but that's where I lie in the conversation. Because as to bring it up, Kirkland also brought up Baby Driver, and that was one where I said the same thing. I wouldn't have put in because I wouldn't put in a James Bond because it's like an action movie, right? And I don't know if you define action movies as geeks. I really don't. I define geeks as 10 years ago
if you really like this thing, you didn't talk about because you would have got picked on. Like, that's a comic movie.
Right.
That's Star Wars.
I guess I look at Dunkirk and the fact that we talked about it a ton. We talked about every trailer. We went and saw it opening night. We did a review for it opening night. And, you know, we talk about geek stuff. That's what we are. We're the GeekVerse.
So would you classify next year Mom and Dad as a geek film, though? Because we talked about that trailer.
Honestly, I would. I think Nick Cage is just like a geek thing in general.
Geek.
Not that he's a geeky guy, but that the people that are interested in movies because he's crazy are like, you know, geek, people who are interested in geek culture.
Okay. We're all about the nomination and voting thing here, so why don't we put it to a vote? If it should be.
So like what? So put what to a vote? I think you.
Well, we could always just write everything up and go from there.
I did, and this is the thing we can vote on. I threw out offcast that when we nominate something, at least 2 other people have to support it before we write in the board's potential. Because last year, Taylor was throwing out Independence Day, stuff that we just wasted 5 minutes talking about. You can make your little spiel, but if you don't get 2 people to support, it's not worth it. Because obviously, it's not going to win. I think that's fair. If you throw out a movie,
I think the only ones on my list that would be in contention would be Baby Driver, Dunkirk, and I had one thing from Logan Lucky because I really like that movie. I mean, that's like a comedy, I guess. I don't know if that really fits in. But those are the only ones that for me are on the edge, and I don't have too many for each of them. So if you guys want, we can drop those 3 that aren't geek movies.
Well, Tyler, you've been quiet. What do you feel about this whole?
I think I'm mostly on your side there, Travis. I initially got brought up.
Only know Tyler for a few years already brought him over to my side.
I initially said Dunkirk should be in there, but that was just because I had it on my list. But I also had a suitable replacement that I could put in for it. So I do think that it's more of it's less of a geeky thing. I think your argument of whether it's going to show up at Comic-Con is a very good, or like any kind of geek con. If it's going to have a panel, then
Duncon.
It's viable.
Duncon.
It's viable, but if it's if it's not something that you go to the kind of the general geek community at large, and it's not like a staple of that sort of.
So no Dunkirk, no Baby Driver, no.
That's where my vote would go.
I think those are the only 2 that are on my list that would be questionable.
I think those are the only 2 like really good ones that can be brought up.
Taylor, where would you lie on this issue?
I mean, if it was between Dunkirk and Baby Driver, I feel like Baby Driver is definitely much more qualified of the 2 to be in this. So.
And how come?
Yes.
How come? I feel like it's just the tone. It feels like not like it feels like Need for Speed almost. The theme of the movie with like heists and stuff, like a little bit of GTA heists in there, and then the music in there too, just is totally like fantastic. I feel
is that just good sound editing and music editing though? Like I don't know if like. I don't know if music qualifies as a because then I would throw La La Land's a great musical, you know, so I would nominate it.
I mean, if it's things that aren't going to get nominated for Oscars, I feel like Baby Driver isn't getting nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, but that's also because Kevin Spacey was in it. Anything Kevin Spacey's in now is kind of like There's a reason James Franco
What about Disaster Artist? Actually, that's a good question.
They got nominated for one screenplay. It has nothing to do with Franco because like it's adapted, so it's like it's great on this book.
No, but what like for nominations?
I wasn't gonna nominate him for this because it's a comedy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's a geek movie.
But it's about The Room, you know. The Room.
But
is like,
The Room's not a geek movie. The Room is like
kind of
if this was the film awards, I'd say yeah, but I don't think it's a geek movie. The Room.
Okay.
Why isn't it a geek movie?
Is it a sci-fi movie?
No, why isn't the Disaster Artist a geek movie?
Why is it?
Why isn't it?
It's a comedy.
Yeah, but
Is it a sci-fi movie?
No.
No, it's animated.
No.
Is it based on a comic book?
Yeah, but these categories of anime and comic, you made that list, right?
I did, and no one made us think about last year. I said, what about these categories?
I can't remember any movies last year that I wanted to put in that we couldn't.
Yeah,
I legit think comedy, though, would count, though.
I don't think so, because that, to me, is not... That's just, like, a genre of film that's been around for ages.
Like, I think Jumanji is just comedy, but that's clearly geek, though.
But I'd say that's geek because it's based in a video game type of world.
Yeah, that's also sci-fi.
That's sci-fi.
And the fact that the video game is bringing them into that world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're being pulled into the world of cinema.
Oh my god!
Okay. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, whether the movie gets enough votes.
How about Planet of the Apes? Is that a geek movie?
That in real life, are there apes walking around talking?
Yeah.
That's definitely science fiction. Right now.
Okay.
Yeah, for the time being.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Well,
Disaster Artist is real science fiction, I would say.
Well, Tony was always an alien, so are we just gonna throw the films out there and see, or are we gonna make a ruling? We're divided. Jessica, you haven't picked a side yet.
I'm
I'm down to include all these movies that we've talked about all year.
Yeah,
but if you guys don't
fine
want
with
to,
this.
that's fine.
I'm down to include them.
I think when it comes down to it, you bring it up, we do the vote, and if it has a majority, then you put it on the list.
Okay, so everyone's down for majority rules?
Okay, there we go. Alright, so best film we're getting into.
Yes, first category.
We're starting with
Film.
Starting top heavy.
Big.
I'm throwing it out. And it's on. It's the only one that Kyle's given me. Well, I guess there's two, but I don't know.
If you're listening on services on YouTube, we have a board up with all the things we're talking about. It might be easier to follow along, but we'll try to be clear as well. Also, if you're wondering why we had the discussion live on cast as opposed to before, I don't know, that's what we do. I guess.
Well, because now you guys know in years later, if you go, oh, what qualifies, I'll refer you back to the 2018 Golden Geeks nominations.
20 years from now, we're going to see a Wikipedia page article about this
Episode 168,
argument.
they made the historic ruling.
People are going to be writing papers in university referencing...
It'll be carved in stone.
They can just go on Twitter, search Golden Geeks Season 2.
I 100% Logan is throwing out. There's a big cry for it. That has to be. Obviously we'll vote in a few weeks and we'll announce winners. But that has to be nominated. There's no way. It's the best comic film of the year. It's the best film of the year. There's 100%. Oh yeah, it is, Jessica. There is great acting. There's great story. It has everything you want. It's a great enchilada. Has
Great enchilada.
the total package.
I agree that it should be nominated. Yes.
Or talked about, well, at least put on the board for now, and then we'll get down to 5. But yeah, and I know Kyle supports me on that as well. Kirkland as well. So
I vote in favor of Logan as well.
So we got Logan up there.
Okay,
You
what
need
does
to get a
Taylor
capital L.
Wow.
Taylor, what's your vote for Logan?
Yeah, go one by
You
one.
can pass me.
It's already, he's already on there.
Okay.
Well, then we want to go. So I nominated one, so we'll go one by one until no one has.
I'll throw Blade Runner on there. You know, just a movie that was really something different.
Did you go? I don't know.
No, I was just saying, well, everyone's taking my movies.
There's a lot of movies.
I know.
There's a lot to nominate.
And it's not like he's taking it from you. It's a joint, like we're doing this together. We've nominated it.
Yeah, Blade Runner, just like visually and like soundtrack and stuff like that, very atmospheric, really builds a world, really good characters, interesting story. I think it maintains, I guess, some of the original in that it's kind of ambiguous and there's more things to think about after the movie has ended. Yeah, really awesome movie. I watched it again this week, and it's definitely,
Holds
I think
up.
it definitely deserves to be up on this list of best film for the year.
Okay. Tyler Briggs, you go, because I don't want you to miss any more.
We have 2 people on that one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll support that
Big
as a
Blade Runner.
nomination. Yeah.
I'll throw out War for the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
It is, for me, I won't say, I don't know. It's definitely in the top 3 movies of this year. Between the dramatic aspect to it, to the score, the voice acting, and
really good CGI.
CGI, just everything all around. It was just a phenomenal film for me. One of the most emotional films of the year for me as well. And I just found probably one of my favorite things is how well they use the score with the scenes. I felt every single time. This was one of the few movies that Blade Runner also, I did this, but I really noticed the score in a positive way through almost the entire film.
Purpose.
And so it's definitely some of the best scenes of the year, I would say, as well. So I definitely think it needs to be up there.
Okay.
Yep.
Jessica, what you throwing out there? Got no Harry Potter this year?
No, we do not.
No Harry Potter.
I don't know if I'll get backing on this, but I'm going to throw out Alien. Because I actually was one of the few people that enjoyed that.
I'm going to... Oh, well, why? What are your reasons?
Okay, well...
If you can convince me...
To be clear, I have not actually seen the original series.
Okay.
So, for me, I don't really have this, like, everyone's basing it on that. I don't have that. So just based on what I've seen from the first one and this one, I watched the first one right before I went to it. And I thought it was...
Prometheus, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I thought it was a really good continuation. Actually, I did enjoy it, and... I mean, some of it was kind of predictable, but I felt it was fun to watch, if nothing else. And I mean, it's sci-fi, right? So.
Oh yeah, it definitely qualifies. Yeah.
The king of sci-fi, I would say.
So.
I think that's kind of Star Wars, but that's alright.
Whoa.
I think Taylor would definitely throw you. No?
No.
Oh
Wow.
my God!
Savage.
Wow!
I'd rather see
This isn't the top 5. This is just to decide the top 5. But you're not even willing.
Just to decide the top 5.
Yeah.
This
is not the top 5.
I'll let it go up. I'll back her up for the.
We're gonna maybe start with a big list and
Yeah.
we can collectively narrow it down.
Yeah, we didn't just nominate these 3
Yeah,
already.
these are the 3. That's it.
Okay, yes.
So that's a back, and then does anyone else?
I definitely am not backing that
I
at
didn't
all.
see. Yeah, I didn't see.
In fact, I might nominate it for worst film of the year as a quick
Wow.
spoiler precursor.
Ouch.
So
I'll put Logan up in first, or for worse then.
Tyler,
I'm making Taylor's backing it.
I don't think I can back that one either. For that one, it was just kind of a slobber knocker of me being like, why are they doing this? This is stupid.
Okay.
I don't like this. These are poor plot points. And it did have moments, and it's not on my worst film list, but it's not good. I wouldn't say it's in there for top.
Okay, so first one that doesn't make it.
Considering out of these, I've seen one and I did not appreciate it very much. I have a feeling that I'm definitely on the minority.
Well, you
had a busy year.
You got a lot of movies to watch till March, you know? Once we got our nominations.
It's true.
We gotta watch them and see.
I'll be in school still, so, you know, probably not.
Taylor, what is your first potential, okay, if they're nominations, what would we call the pre-nominations?
100% Transformers right now.
What would we call what do they call them in Survivor when they like
snuff the torch?
Yeah, but are they contestants? What are they?
I guess you could call these contestants, yeah.
No, these are contenders, and then the nominees will be the top. So what
contenders is a better word. For
My
sure.
contender is it's something that reached up to my childhood. It's something that I
Underpants?
no.
Oh.
No.
It's something that I played with and embraced, and I love seeing it on the big screen. Lego Batman.
Yeah,
I will back you.
I agree.
I can get behind that one.
Okay.
There was a time when I gave movies an out of 10 rating. I gave that one a 10.
That was, I think, maybe your last rating you ever gave.
Yeah.
So
this is a stupid system.
So then I will.
Hate you, Lego
So
Batman.
now I will refer to some of what Kirkland has on here. So I won't say where he has this, but he has Get Out placed as a nomination for best film, which should be interesting.
You know, I'm actually okay with that one, even though I personally didn't like the movie. I actually think a big problem for me with the movie was the fact that I'd seen the trailers.
Watch it again.
I think that I agree, because I think the trailers spoil way too much about like what is going to happen in like what should be these big scenes. But in terms of it being like a movie, I think it did something different and it has good acting and stuff like that. When I first watched it, I didn't enjoy it, but I'm actually okay with it being on the list up here.
I'll throw up my hand to back it as well, because I watched a bunch of films. I watched Get Out, and I actually enjoyed it thoroughly a lot more than the first time, because I forgot what happened in the movie.
Okay.
And it was like, we talk about cast. We see a trailer, we review it, we talk about it to death, and we see the movie.
Yeah.
And that's why, for me, I still really enjoyed Get Out, but I still didn't enjoy it, I think, as much as other people, but I enjoyed it much more on the second time, as far as rewatching it, because I had forgotten just like what happens. Like I knew like some big twist moments, but like certain like the pacing of the film and the placement. So
I'll have to give it another watch before March.
So there you go, Kirkland. You got one on there. So I guess I will go next. I'm gonna
Did Kyle make any lists?
Logan and Get Out. So he's done.
Okay.
And that's all as far as he got. You know.
That's as far as.
Good job, Kyle.
That's pretty good.
Put in work.
Bravo. Yeah.
An effort.
I'm gonna throw out one that I don't know. I'm gonna get backing from somebody, but I don't know. It's a controversial one. I'm gonna throw Guardians 2 as a contender.
That's not controversial. I'll back that up.
Okay,
sure.
I wasn't sure. Okay,
yeah,
I wasn't
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I
just thought it was a lot less liked than the first one. So I know me and Dylan are on the same bandwagon, but
that we like the second one, better.
We like it, and
I just rewatched it this week, and it's not a perfect movie, but I think it definitely has some strong points for it, for sure.
All right, Dylan, you go with another film.
Let's see. My next highest one would probably be someone else go, because I got to think about these some more.
I'll throw it there. It.
I definitely want to put. I'll back that.
Phenomenal horror film.
Yep.
Very cinematically and musically just phenomenal, and then also just had a very great acting, a lot of heart, which you don't get a lot from horror films. A lot of them are just kind of cheesy, blood and gore, and all that kind of stuff. This one, it was like a really good. A strong film.
Okay, so I backed it. Who else backed it?
That's hard.
I know Jessica's not going to back it.
I backed it. It's already on the
I thought you didn't like it.
I didn't think it was scary, but it's a fun movie.
Fair enough.
Finn Wolfhard, man of my heart.
Mr. Finn Wolfhard.
Wow.
Great guy.
I don't know if he's a man yet, even.
He's not.
He's a youngster. He's still in elementary school.
Dylan, did you want to go, or do you still want to pass?
I mean, I'll nominate Thor Ragnarok.
Okay. Yeah. I'll back you.
Yeah, I think it was a fun movie. It was very comedic. It really I mean, I guess it wasn't surprising because we saw the trailers, but it definitely took a big turn from what the first two Thor movies were, particularly the second one, which is garbage. So I think it was a lot of fun, really good comedy, really good visuals, some good fight scenes. Wasn't a perfect movie, like I think, you know, kind of weak in terms of like villain and some other characters maybe that were included, but overall I still think it was a pretty solid movie.
Okay, solid effort.
Yeah, I backed it. I backed the workout, so.
Mr. Thor.
So that's, you know.
Yep. I think it deserved a shot at the title.
And then Jessica, you're the next. I want to throw out a contender.
For Rag.
Or Rag.
It's definitely Ragnarok, but I'm okay with it. Nice. Nice save.
I don't know what that is anymore. It's like amoeba.
It's an amoeba. You love that word.
I do.
I noticed you use that word like. It usually doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Amoeba's a nice word.
That one did though,
It's a
right?
good one.
Okay.
Did amoebas change?
It did look like an amoeba. I would agree with that.
It's just like an ambiguous circle,
Oh, he's throwing shade.
isn't it? I don't know.
I will throw out Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
You
Why?
didn't lie.
Why would
I
we throw
forgot
Beauty
about
and the
that
Beast?
movie came out this year.
Oh.
I would not, because I watched it on Netflix and I didn't finish it. I was a little bored, so I won't back it.
Ouch.
I will abstain because I did not watch it.
I'll back it up. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I'll back it up, sure.
Oh, there you go.
Spicing it up with
Did you
beef.
see it, Dylan?
You did
I
say
did,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
To Phil,
I'm gonna throw in Wonder Woman.
I'll back it.
One of them.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was DC's
Only one.
DCU's greatest movie.
He's the only one.
Yeah, hey, they haven't got nominations before.
I'm gonna throw one that I think will possibly get shot down, but we'll see. Split.
I was gonna say it too. I'll back you.
I really enjoyed Split. The
Yeah.
performances are great. I think it's another horror film that was something different. I think that it had that tacked on ending, just kind of as like a cherry on top.
Mhm.
And I think Glass could be a huge disappointment, the same way It Chapter 2 could be a huge disappointment. But they leave you being like, man, I can't wait to see what they'll do next with this story. And for me, it's gonna pop up in some other places when we talk about stuff later on. But the movie, I had a good time. I don't know if it's gonna get to the final five, but I think it's a worthy one to throw in that discussion.
Yeah, I'll back it up.
Okay.
Got some split action.
I thought so.
Are you
Okay.
For me personally, the only other one I would throw down is Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I really like this movie, but I think it does have some problems. You know, I'm actually not gonna even nominate it because I think there's enough on the board, and I don't really feel like it maybe deserves to be in this echelon.
If you want to throw it out, I'll back you on it.
I'll back you on.
All right, let's get in there. Might get cut, but throw some Spidey in there. A little bit of Peter Parker action. Peter Parker, I should say.
Speedy.
Speedy.
Good old Spitty.
I don't think I have anything else I want to nominate.
There's
for this
one
category.
huge elephant in the room that I know Taylor's gonna bring up, but yeah.
What is arms?
Oh no, that's not the elephant I thought.
There's definitely an elephant.
Kong Skull.
I'm out of my list is exhausted.
Jessica, any more you want to throw out?
You know, what about Jigsaw?
It'll get thrown out later.
It'll be somewhere. Best villain of the year.
Yeah. Oh fuck,
Best
Logan.
score, easily.
Because his name is Logan, remember?
A lot of Logans this year. Logan Lucky, we got Jigsaw, we got the actual movie called Logan.
So Taylor, Jessica,
Your
anything to throw out?
I'm looking on the list, but
Taylor, just say it.
Yeah.
Just say it, man.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I knew you were around. Yeah.
Hey,
Why-
you want to back him on
Why
it?
do you want to nominate this one?
I want to nominate it because honestly, very few movies really just get me to the brink of my seat, and this movie got me
The brink.
further than the brink. It was like not
So
the
you were
edge.
not on your seat.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
You
it
could say
wasn't
you were
the-
floored.
It wasn't the brink or the edge. It was about like a corner and a half, I'd say.
Corner and a half.
It was
This
really
movie's a real
exciting.
corner and a half.
Is anyone going to back him on Last Jedi?
I'm not going to.
I
I think it has
will
enough
not back
problems with it that I don't think it should be up here.
Jessica?
I wasn't a fan of it.
Is this really happening?
I wouldn't have backed you either.
Is this legit happening?
Star Wars
I
getting
have-
snubbed.
That's 2 years
Hey,
in a row we
some
snubbed
stuff from this
Star
movie
Wars.
might pop up later.
Yeah, we
But-
snubbed Rogue One last year. We snubbed, and the unfortunate thing is, if we had the Golden Geeks for 2015, I had no Force Awakens would have fucking won. So that's why sorry Star Wars, you missed out on your chance to win
So
the
not
cover.
one person that was backing me
It's
up.
not on Kirkland's list either.
Kirkland forgot. I guarantee it. I'm gonna ask him after.
But it doesn't matter. It's 2 of you.
He definitely forgot. But if you forget what your favorite movie of the year is, that's probably because the movie was actually not that good.
About the movie, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I have no more, and Kirkland has no more either. So these are the contenders, and now we have to whittle them down.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Do we want to start who we think our surefire bets are, or who are the weakest? You go off the strongest or the weakest?
I'm actually gonna immediately think that Spidey should get kicked, just because I think there's like almost every movie on this list has more going for it than Spidey.
I agree.
I'd say.
It's not in my top 5. I really enjoyed it, but still was a little disappointed at the same time. But I think it is worthy to be that contender, but I don't think it's going to get to the top 5.
I don't think it deserves a nom.
I will also vote against Spidey being in there.
Bye, Spidey.
Majority rules.
Hi, Spidey.
It's a good film, but it's not in that. It's not in that tier. That,
Is it the best
all
film of the
other
year?
ones.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't see Blade Runner, so I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
I'll back you up.
So,
To take it off? Wow. I think
I
you really enjoyed the movie.
I do, but I do have other movies on there that I liked a bit more.
I might have to quit the podcast if this movie gets kicked off. Best film of the year nominated.
There
I'd be
are
real
only
upset.
2 movies, I'll maybe say 3, but there's 2 movies for sure that I'm not voting against at any point, and Blade Runner is one of those movies.
wow.
Yeah.
Blade Runner is a very strong movie.
Yeah, and Blade Runner was such high quality that it still made me question if Logan was the best film of the year. So, like, I know I spoiled my vote for that one, but whatever, there's many other categories. But those are my 2 surefire ones that you can't talk me around on.
I don't think you can kick Logan, Blade Runner, or Apes. I think those are the 3 guaranteeds for me.
For you or for all of us?
For like me, in terms of what's gonna get booted next. I think sorry Jessica, but I'm gonna vote to boot Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
It just it was fine. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. And I think a best film of the year should be one that should be honored and rewatched.
So I guess also we need a majority for whatever. So let's do, okay, so obviously Logan and Blade Runner I think are in, because us 3 are on the same page over here, right?
Yeah.
So those 2 are in, we've decided that. And then now
I vote against Planet of the Apes. I haven't seen it. I didn't like any of the series.
I voted in.
Yeah, I would have voted against it.
Really?
I love that movie, but I like Dawn a lot better. And there's just more movies on here that stuck with me after I saw them. Even though I think I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10. Like that's because of the quality of the film. But there's more movies on this list that I would rewatch again, want to watch again. I understand. I don't know why you keep doing your thumbs
These
up.
guys are all about that apes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just giving my points of like
well,
I would have shot
that's
it
3,
down
so
as
that's
well.
enough. It's getting kicked.
Yes.
I think.
No, it's not getting
No,
kicked.
Taylor wants to
No,
keep
he's
it.
with
Oh,
me
you wanna
now.
keep
I
it?
loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just like really gloating that you were like happy it's gonna get kicked off the list.
No, I
like,
knew this
we
was
got
gonna get
this.
voted in because your guys' love, and I just had to throw out there that I love this movie, but it's not. It's not. When I look at the other movies, for me, there's a bit more unique movies. I think it's because also it was called War for the Planet of the Apes. That's not a fucking war movie. You want to talk about Dunkirk? That's a war movie. They really misled you with the marketing and the actual movie. I liked it, but I don't think it's the best in the series. Where it, to me, is like one of the greatest horror films ever made. Lego Batman, phenomenal. Guardians, to me, better than Guardians 1. Thor Ragnarok, best Thor movie. DC Wonder Woman, best DC movie. Where Planet of the Apes, to me, is like the second
best
best
Thor
of the
movie.
trilogy.
No, that's not fighting against much, man.
I'm just saying. But that's me. But it has 3 votes, so it would be in then. Yep. So there's no way we're in.
You guys are keeping it?
Yeah.
I think next one that kind of get kicked. I think Split would have to get the boot here.
I can't blame you for that.
Yeah, I would agree. I nominated, but there's more movies. It's up there, but I just wanted to be on that board. You know, I wanted to give them some
recognition.
Because I remember when it first came out, I thought it was a very strong. I think that was the best film of the year for about 2 months. You know, because it came out in January. But still,
It was the first movie of the year.
Not many movies can say that.
That's true.
You know? So now, we get to pick 2 more out of these. Yikes.
So immediately, I'm looking at this list, and we have. Right now we have a few comic book
I know
movies
where
on
Dylan's
here.
going. I
We
know.
have 5 comic book
He's
movies.
gonna cut the throat of the most popular female superhero of all time.
Hey, I'm actually. I think I'm down to kick Thor Ragnarok and Wonder Woman, both of them, just because I think in terms of comic books, we got 3 other ones on the list that I think are better than those 2, and I just don't. I've mentioned this many times, but I wasn't as big a fan of Wonder Woman as everyone else was, it seems. And then Thor Ragnarok, it was really funny and it was visually really good, but I think it does, like I mentioned earlier, like villains and a lot of unnecessary characters were in that movie. and like some of the music and stuff wasn't that great. So
And Thor?
yeah,
Thor was great with its like 80s score. I swear you loved it when we did the review.
maybe, but I maybe like when it comes to
Comparing it to some of the other films on here.
yeah, I don't know.
I guess, but I would say Thor Ragnarok has a better score than a few of these, not all of them, but like Lego Batman, I can't really remember.
No.
Guardians 2 was alright, but that's more about the soundtrack. Get Out is fine, but like, I think Thor Ragnarok, I guess we should talk about that later.
We're not talking about soundtrack right now.
But yeah,
I just don't think they're as strong or as, if you want to use the word perfect as these other movies.
I guess that's what we're talking about now. What do you guys think about the comic book films we have left? Because technically we have 4
5.
left.
Lego Logan, Lego Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I meant left to take out.
Oh, Logan.
Yeah. We have 4 contenders. That
Out of those 4, I would definitely agree with Dylan. Wonder Woman and Thor to take out.
I think not just looking at comic book films. I would have to vote to kick Wonder Woman and Thor Ragnarok as well. For me, they're still good films, but with Spider-Man again, they're not on that super high tier.
I want to stress this too. This year was so much more harder because I think looking at this list, any of these for me, one crappy year could have been the best film of the year.
Yeah.
Like last year, some of these movies came out would have been like. I love that we picked Civil War, but Civil War to me had like a very small crop of like, you know, we had Doctor Strange, we had, what else do we have? I don't even remember we nominated last year. That's what I mean. But this year, to me, it's so strong this year. I had a tough time.
A lot of powerhouses. Yeah, that's for sure.
Taylor, I think your last defense against Wonder Woman. What are you
Between Guardians, Thor, and Wonder Woman, out of all these movies, I walked out the most satisfied, and I feel like I would want to keep Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Thor, I saw 3 times in theaters, and it did not get old for me. Period.
Okay.
I would definitely take Thor over Guardians 2. I feel like I'd rather put out Guardians 2 and Get Out, and keep Thor Ragnarok and Wonder Woman.
You've not seen Get Out though.
I know, so I'm a little.
I would actually. I mean, Get Out. I respect it and all, but I still didn't really like it when I saw it. So I'm down to kick Get Out of here.
I'm okay to kick Get Out just for the fact that I don't necessarily see it as a comic book geek film. I think it was a fun film, but I wouldn't classify it as
It's a
geek.
horror film, I still think.
Yeah, but like
There's killing,
it
there's
is
scares,
like,
there's jump scares.
I feel
scare
it
films.
is more kind of like geeky with, you know, it's.
I mean, Get Out is like nominated for a lot of things at the Oscars too.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
doesn't mean it's a geek film though.
I don't know, but I'm saying that it's like a different
doesn't
type
need
of
to be
movie.
here.
It's
Yeah.
a different type of movie.
It is very unique, but I still think that that's the thing. If it wasn't nominated for stuff, I still think I would have it on this list, though. That's the thing.
I would not. So that's for me. I'm down to kick Get Out, Thor, Ragnarok, Wonder Woman. Those are my definites that we could kick. Lego Batman, I that's a tricky one. I think that movie has a lot going for it, and I really do think for what it set out to do and like what I expected from it, it like exceeded my expectations, and I think it's a really, really strong movie.
Okay, so let's take out the first two we were talking about with Thor and Wonder Woman, because
You're back
I'd back that. Yeah, I think Wonder Woman and Thor are great, but they're not. Yeah, so then we're down to that, and then with Get Out, with you 4, would you all kick it then?
I would vote to kick Get Out.
Sorry, Kirkland, I tried. I was with you.
You didn't really try. Are we gonna kick that?
Well, no, you guys have made all your points before. I was gonna ask that wrong, right? But you guys had already made your points about why you would get rid of it. So I would have put it in the top 5 because it's just such a unique and well-made and well-acted film, like I said. But yeah, so that's.
So looking,
I'm gonna throw out Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think that should be the last one to go. I think Lego Batman. It was like one of the first movies I saw this year, and I still remember. It was freaking prime. I walked out so happy. It was so good.
This is the toughest
I'll
one for me, 'cause I would've
actually
loved
agree
it.
with Jessica on that one. I like Guardians better, the second more than the first, and I did rewatch it this week, and I still really enjoy it. But
So you would
I don't
put
think
it over Guardians for you.
I think so because my reasoning is because Guardians isn't as unique as these other movies. I think all these movies are doing something special, doing something different. I guess you could argue that Apes maybe is kind of like a lot of the same.
It's just
With the
Planet
other
of the Apes is even more so than Guardians. To me, Apes is the same thing over. Where Guardians to me really.
But if I look at
stress
both of them on their own,
characters.
I think Apes is stronger than Guardians, just like as a movie itself, and in terms of how emotional it is and the story. Whereas I think Guardians, like on my rewatch, I maybe noticed that some characters don't get all that they deserve, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. I also just feel like with Apes, we just watched Caesar sit around for a long time being hurt and depressed. And I was like, well, could have been here before with Apes, you know? Like, I really enjoyed it, but for me, that's why it's not strong. It's already up there, but Yeah, I don't know. You guys can figure this one
I'd
out.
still back you if anyone switches. That I don't want to.
No, we're not getting anyone to switch this.
I'd pick Guardians. I'd keep Lego Batman It up there.
Okay, so that's 3.
I will let you guys decide because I
Well,
don't really.
Dylan agreed, right?
I'll agree.
So you're kicking and then Tyler, what would you have kicked?
I would have voted to kick Lego Batman
Mm-hmm.
over Guardians, but I think Lego
I
Batman.
agree.
It was a good film. It was very enjoyable, and I think it executed what it was doing very well. But at the end of the day, it kind of for that kind of film, I feel like it has a cap.
Yeah.
On
And
it,
there's some
whereas
emotional
Guardians-
moments in Lego Batman, but there's nothing like that Yondu moment and that whole extended ending with the Guardians and the funeral and everything. Like, I really enjoyed Lego Batman, but I don't think it has anything as powerful as Guardians 2 for me personally. Like,
It didn't leave me. I didn't leave the theater with the same. Like when I left Guardians of the Galaxy, I was thinking about the movie a lot, and it left me with all these different emotions. And it is one of my favorite films of the year, obviously, and I definitely agree that it's better than the first one. And Lego Batman, it left me with like a really good feeling, but nothing that it wasn't super deep. I would say.
and I think the performances like Lego Batman are good, but there's no great performances like a Yondu, like a Drax, like even I throw out like it's great because of him, but like even Kurt Russell's ego, like his whole arc, like I don't know. That's where I'm on Tyler's bandwagon there. I think me and Tyler and the Apes.
I could agree.
But are you switching?
Sure.
Kill?
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you because you're the straw man. There's 2v2 right now.
Yeah,
So you just have to come down.
I'm split because I feel like I might have some recency bias because I just watched Guardians and I haven't watched Lego Batman since I rewatched it. I don't know, sometime when it went on Netflix or whatever, but it's been a while.
It's up to you. You are the Lone Ranger here.
Yeah, you know.
It really just got in there. You know, I'm fine because I think it deserves it. But we were that was almost like a blocked 4.
Cool. Don't you think the humor with Lego Batman is just so much more fresh and unique as opposed to just Guardians?
But that's
not the only thing that makes the movie great.
But what I'm throwing for Guardians is not the humor. I'm throwing about how emotional it got. To me, when everyone takes shots at Guardians, it's the only Marvel movie that really is about characters over story. I really feel like it is. I'm going to say this the day I die. It's the Pulp Fiction of comic movies. It stresses so much. It makes you like Nebula. You know, it makes you like Drax. Like
you like that more though than the way Lego Batman really emphasized the relationship between Batman and Joker, and that.
Yeah, it is, but it's in an over-the-top way of them crying over each other. I love Lego Batman, but that in no way eclipses what The Dark Knight does. I already have my perfect Joker Batman movie, right? I don't like they do it in a fun way where it's like romance of like, oh, I'm seeing other bad guys. It's fun because I love that relationship, but that doesn't put it over Guardians for me. If there was a 6th slot, Lego Batman for me would for sure be in there. But the problem is there's only 5.
I'll switch Lego Batman to Guardians.
Boom!
I did put Guardians higher on my 2017 tier list than I did Lego Batman.
Boom! Okay, so write this, Jessica. You want to read them out, and then I'll write.
Oh no, our marker. Oh no,
we can only have 4 now.
Oh, you made a mistake. Now we have 4.
We're gone forever.
Did I give you another marker?
You only gave me 1 marker.
Oh shit.
Okay, well we have Logan.
Okay, Golden Geeks. Okay.
Logan.
Logan.
Blade Runner. Planet of the Apes or War for the Planet of the Apes or whatever it was. It. And Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay. There we go. So now, what do we want to go? Best actor or best actress?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I would want to go best actress because I think it is. I think there'll be a bit more debate there. I think the best actor, I think we're pretty solid on some. Where the best actress, I have some where I think Tyler's even talking about like what qualifies as a best actress.
Do you bring another one?
I'm also down to do best actress first as well. I think it'll be some very interesting discussion.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we even have a Sharpie in your household?
What's in that
It's
jar?
Kind of
Oh, boom! Look at this!
Do those?
Look at that!
Are those gonna be
That's a highlighter.
Boom!
Well, how about the green and like are those? Do those erase?
Oh, look at that! No, look at these.
See if they
Look at
erase.
that. Dylan's a circus clown on his weekends. You know, he's making stuff for kids.
Taking
It's
notes
like Joker colors.
when I'm in school.
There you go. So, best actor. So, here's one.
Make sure that erases.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's kind of.
Pretty sus.
This is live TV, folks.
This is some true
It's a
Geekverse action.
little bit of purple highlight in the background. You know.
Okay. And then, did you still want to
Those
try
are
the
dead.
black Sharpie? Just to see? The
I
Sharpies
swear
and
those
see if
work.
they erase?
I think you need to write more with them.
Okay, well this one's a pencil for the second time.
Shit.
Shit.
I keep thinking that. So with Best Actress, the reason was because
Yay!
I think
Yeah!
I have a few on here that I don't know. This comes out in another discussion. What is a lead actress and what a supporting actor is? Because with supporting, we just do male and female. We do a combined.
Yeah. It's hard. I don't know.
For me, the top female in the movie is the best actress. So I'm gonna throw this out. Jessica's gonna hate me forever. Daphne Keane for X-23. To me, she's not the main character, but she's the lead actress in that movie. I think as a child actor, she stands up there with the Stranger Things kids, with the kids. That role, if she plays that awful, that kills that movie.
Okay, wait, are we doing actress?
Actress, yeah.
Yep.
It kills that movie. You have to buy her as a killer machine. You have to buy her someone that's hurt. You have to buy her Professor X relationship. You have to buy her Logan relationship. And you have to buy her at the end. I think she does all those things. I think she, even though she's a child, she belongs up there with the other women we're going to talk about. So that's what I'll throw out first as a contender. So, and that's what I qualify as lead actress, is the top
100%.
actress.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
And also, I would argue that like she is a lead. I think there can be more than one lead in a film.
I agree.
And her and Logan himself are both like
Whatever his name
her and
is.
Hugh Jackman.
He is.
I got it somewhere in the brain. But,
So
yeah,
that was,
I think they're just wonderful.
Jessica,
Oh,
you gonna back us on that?
Wow.
Taylor, would you have? No, but we still have three,
Yeah, I'll
so
agree.
she's a contender as of right now.
Contender.
So, who wants to go next with their contenders?
I will drop Daisy Ridley for Miss Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever her last name is. What's her last name again?
We don't know her last name. Or, like in real life or in Star Wars?
Star Wars.
She doesn't
Ray
have a last name.
Skywalker.
Her name's just Ray?
Yeah, Ray Skywalker, people.
Her
Ray Kenobi.
Orient Express character.
Yeah. That's what you thought?
Interesting.
Yikes.
That's a bold thought. Right
I would back it. She's we didn't obviously nominate. The
Disappointed
movie,
by
but
that movie, but her and Kylo
Kylo
Ren,
and Mark.
two really well done characters, really good acting. Yeah, definitely.
Do we have...
I got a backer. Oh,
I'm not gonna back her. I think her performance was better than the first film,
Okay.
Force Awakens, but it wasn't standout for me.
Okay.
It lacked some of the depth that I think that some of these other actors that I have on here or actresses had.
I'd back it.
So
Okay.
I will
So
not.
We're at 3.
Three backs.
For
Three backs.
D. Ridley.
This is Red.
Okay, so far
Big
actresses
Red.
have no turn downs yet.
D. Riddles. Briggs, what do you got?
I will throw out Anna de Armas from Blade Runner,
Mhm.
who acted as Joy.
Mm.
The hologram computer AI that was Ryan Gosling's companion, Officer K's companion. I think that was probably one of the toughest roles that of the year for a female actress to pull off.
It's
And
very
I think-
subtle performance.
Yeah, and I think she pulled off wonderfully. A huge standout moment, or I guess for me,
Spoilers for all these movies, by the way.
Yeah, a
So
big
if you've
standout
not
moment
seen
would
most
be
2017
the,
movies, maybe come back.
Big
next time.
spoilers.
how well she did that one scene where she was kind of merging with the hooker who slept with
Interesting.
Officer K. I thought that
That seems
I can't
actually.
tune out.
I thought she like it's, the way she just I don't know what it is, but the way she delivered that
No, I agree.
performance blew me away. So I think she definitely deserves to be up
I'll
there.
back that.
I 100% agree.
So, should I just write Blade Runner chick? Cause I...
Joy, J-O-Y.
Joy, yeah. Probably a bit better.
Blade Runner. That's more. That's like a lot of letters. If you want to write a lot of letters.
Well,
And plus there's-
I'm not gonna know who the frick
And plus,
Joy
there's a
is.
lot of Blade Runner chicks, so you know. Jessica, you have somebody. Is you're picking me from Beauty and the Beast?
No, actually, before that, I want to actually throw out Gal Gadot.
Gal
Gal
Gadot.
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 For Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Exactly. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I will back it. I think it's
I
great.
don't think it needs an explanation. I think it's pretty obvious why.
I think that's her
She carried
Iron
the
Man,
movie.
that's her Deadpool, that's gonna define her for the rest of her life, and she carries that movie. And I think she's still surprised us because I think after BVS you can't tell if she's gonna be a great Wonder Woman or not. You know, and I think any problems with those movies are not her acting. I think it's writing. So I would back that contender.
Yep, I'll throw it in there too.
That's sick.
Oh boy, Mr. Field. He just smiles before he looks like he's gonna try.
Very.
I'm gonna
Grimy.
put out Tessa Thompson from Thor Ragnarok, Valkyrie.
Absolutely back. I think she
I
steals that movie, other than maybe Korg, but I think she's phenomenal.
Korg.
So yeah.
I actually was not a big fan of that character.
Yeah, you were.
But I mean, there's already 3, so you can put her.
I think a big part for her was her chemistry with the Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
and that was absolutely phenomenal.
The relationship was great.
I definitely am backing that one.
That contender is back.
Yeah, I don't know the name. I missed it.
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson.
Or Valkyrie, yeah.
Tessa T.
Tessa T.
Okay, I will look and see.
You're putting some character names and some actor names.
Okay.
Well, it's whatever you guys tell me to write. I don't know.
Well, we got. Oh, and we also didn't even contribute. Dylan's vote shouldn't have mattered at the end because Kirkland also said Guardians 2 was one of his, so he would have won that in there. So at the end of the day,
No, it would have been a tie.
Well, Dylan broke
it
the
would
tie.
have been a
though.
tie. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And I think
Give me the proper
I think
credit,
in the case of a
Travis.
tie, it goes to the members who are actually on the cast.
Oh, shots
Ooh.
fired. He's helping his grandma move, man. Come on. For
That's
Best
important
Actress,
stuff,
he only
but-
had one, and I was Wonder Woman, so classic Kirkland.
Classic Kirkland.
I'm gonna go. I think this is a choice that might get shot down, but I'm picking this because I saw her on a talk show, and I went, man, she's not gonna do the best in this movie. She seems kind of a little nervous, a little awkward. Saw her in the movie, completely different, completely changed. I don't know her name. I'm going
I think-
Sophia Lillis as Bev in It. I think she is phenomenal. She captures. I've read the book, seen the miniseries. She captures it way better than the actors in the miniseries. I think she captures the character of Bev. Bev is supposed to be this character that all the boys fall in love with. I think she's so charismatic in that movie. She's so just cool in it. I think another like child actor who's like they're killing it this year, and I think she belongs up there with the best of them. So Dylan's kind of giving me a smirk. So I don't know if Dylan's gonna back that.
I didn't really remember. I don't really remember that character a whole
Fair
lot.
enough, yep.
So I can't back it just because my memory is not too fond.
Mhm.
Of that character.
I 100% back that. It was actually on my list too. And as soon as he started talking, I was like, yeah.
I got one backer.
Yeah,
Any other
same.
I
backers?
won't back that one.
I'd back it.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a big part she does is that a lot of the heart of the film and the relationship between everyone
Mhm.
revolves around her.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't pull that off, then a huge part of the film is lost. A huge part of that connection with the characters is lost.
Yeah, and I also
So-
think she might be out of the kids, she's the best or one of the best out of the kids.
Yeah, I would say probably stand out.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, that was my pick there.
Did we skip over Taylor?
No, he
No,
picked
Oh, Tessa T.
Tessa
right.
T.
That person I don't know.
Tessa T.
Got it.
Yeah, that it.
I'll throw out the actress who the main character, the other main character in Split. I'm not sure
Okay.
what
Anna
her.
Taylor-Joy is her real name. I don't know.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
What her name
That's
is. in
the
Split.
therapist?
No, she's like the kid that's locked
Who
up.
gets kidnapped. The
Ah,
blonde. yeah.
her.
Like
Yes.
the main one.
She's
I was like,
also
don't
part of
nominate the
film.
therapist. I wasn't a fan of the therapist, but you know. So I would back it. I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan of Anna Taylor-Joy. I think she's gonna be a fucking megastar in the next 10 years. So I will back that. She wasn't even blonde in this movie. Fuck.
She wasn't even what?
I thought she was blonde. She's not
Yeah,
blonde.
she's not blonde.
Yeah.
I think there was a blonde in the film.
There was. She was
Yeah,
pretty
it's kind of.
early.
I don't know. It's a tricky role. I feel
Casey
like
Cook was her name.
Casey
but-
Cook. I should have known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
I'll
feel
back
like that's a tricky role to act and play well, and a lot of it is, once her friends are gone, she's kind of doing it solo, and she still is really strong and engaging on scene, on screen is the word I'm looking for.
On scene and on screen. And I think she has to, not as heavy as McAvoy, but she plays different versions because like she plays one thing sees him as sees her like a love interest, right? And then one kind of sees her as an object, and then one sees her as a friend. So she plays off all those. So I back it 100%.
Back it.
I'll back that.
Taylor and Jessica, would you have backed it?
That's already 3.
No, I know. I'm just asking. I want to know if you would have backed it or not. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, strictly for the lack of girls that I think will end up on here, I would because right now we're only at 6, so that's.
But we have just gone in line.
Talk to the mic.
I'd back her up. I think she was
No,
definitely really
I'm
good
talking
in
to the
film.
board. Split chick. Okay.
Split Chick.
That's a cool name.
That's a great name.
Yeah,
I'd love
it
to be
is.
called Split Chick. Just an
Girl
honor.
Split Chick, what's up?
Just an honor.
Tyler or Briggs, do you have anyone?
No, my list is exhausted.
Okay, Jessica might be right, yeah. There was a lot that I had that disappointed me this year, like Charlie's Theron and Atomic Blonde, I thought. Even though it's like an action movie, I thought if it would have got a little geeky. I also thought we had a chance at the girl playing the mummy, but that didn't really pan out, so...
Yeah.
I'll throw out Emma Watson just to give a little more substance to the list for Beauty and the Beast.
Substance.
I will give her props for watching her act with the CGI beast because there are a lot of scenes that you can tell that the animation is just not quite there.
No.
Yeah, I think she's good. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely for her.
Taylor, or is that a back?
Yeah, that's a back.
Okay, I wasn't sure. You just saw it.
Taylor will back anyone. Just make them happy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alright, Taylor.
So.
Laughing.
Taylor hasn't had a pick shot down yet, so I thought there was gonna be more of these, but this one
I
goes
think he
first.
knows that like Transformers is not gonna get
Yeah.
much love.
I do have it in one of these
Learning and
categories. One of these categories, it's in there. I'm gonna put up Brie Larson from King Kong. I think she was actually pretty solid in that movie. So.
I like Brie Larson, but I haven't seen it, so I can't back you.
Oh shucks.
I'll be happy to
Unfortunately, it's just
nominate-
such a weak movie that I don't know if I can back any.
I don't remember her performance at all, so.
I'll be happy to nominate her in 2019 when Captain Marvel comes out. So.
Yeah.
And by the way, everyone on the internet freaking out over the fucking costume. It's gonna be the first costume. Calm the fuck down. They're gonna do the red, white, and not the red, white, the red and blue and the gold star. Everyone, calm the fuck down. It's a big.
Okay,
Twitter
Marvel
thing.
fanboy then.
It's a big thing. It's
The
just
big
like
thing is it.
Iron Man. They all start with a shitty costume. They move up. Come on now.
And look at Spider-Man. He's got a cool like aluminum alloy,
Yeah.
mechanical Spidey robot Iron Man suit.
I do not have
Spider-Man.
anyone else on my list. Like I said, I had some people, but I think it's kind of like the Brie Larson thing. That they weren't worth a shout out because I don't think they were good enough in it.
Yeah, I got one more, but I think it's better suited in supporting actor.
I think I know. Is she a cyborg of sorts?
She might have a blue
Yeah.
head.
A blue head?
Oh no.
Oh, I'm definitely wrong. We're on the wrong page there.
Wrong
Okay.
page there.
Okay, so how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to eliminate 3.
Okay. Hermione, hey? You didn't even spell it right. I feel like you of all people should know what Hermione is spelled like. Come on.
As you can tell from this
Hermione.
list, I didn't really put in a lot of effort to many names.
Or we can do what we just did with Best Pictures and try to nominate the ones quickly that we.
Well, I think Gal Gadot is a 100%
She's
check
a
mark.
lock.
I
Yeah,
think she's
yeah,
staying
she's locked
100%.
in.
Yeah, this was her year. She practically saved DC, and then Justice League came out. But she got everyone super hyped for DC. Everyone was super optimistic. Everyone still says she was at least good to great in Justice League. I think everyone's still excited despite Justice League for Wonder Woman 2. So I don't think.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think she has surpassed them. So I think that's a good solid lock. I want to lock X-23. I don't know if it is a lock, but that is another lock for me. For all of the reasons I said. But
I think she definitely deserves a nomination.
Okay.
Although I don't know if it's one that I could vote for.
Okay, we'll put it in the back burner.
But I think, I'll definitely.
So wait on
I
that.
could throw a check mark on her for sure.
Well, it's up to you because these two are not. Taylor and Jessica are not going to support. Why? Okay, Jessica. She said in the review why she didn't like it. Taylor,
For
what
a
is?
kid actor,
Yeah.
for having to play a silent
Take out
character.
your X-Men bias, which you just hate every X-Men film ever made, known to
There's
man.
so
I
many
don't hate all
more
of
good
them.
kid actors out right now, though. Like,
They're not up there.
they're
Well,
not
there's
winning.
one up there.
What?
Definitely.
Well, yeah, I know, but other than that, like I don't think in the movies there were this.
We're getting to a point where we can do best child actor as a
As a
viable
category, yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Travis
see,
did not see
like,
fun of that.
I mean, like, 11 as a silent actor was way better than.
But she went in no movie.
No, but I'm just saying, talking about a silent child actor.
Oh yeah, I think they are comparable for
They
both.
both did
Yeah,
phenomenal jobs.
I think they have to do different things. So that's why I think they're different performances. But I think they're on par with each other.
I disagree.
So
I'm definitely not supporting it. That's.
Oh.
Taylor,
I'm not gonna support it.
why? You haven't said why. Other than it's X-Men.
You know, I mean, I think did she do a good job in the movie? Yes, I definitely believe she should be on this board, 100%. But I mean, there's just other actresses on this list that I do favor more, and I favor their performances more. At the end of the day, it's not that I don't like the movie or don't like her as an actress. It's just like for me as a fan of like these movies, it's just what I'm accustomed to and I enjoy.
So when you look at this board, is she the lowest for you out of all these?
No.
So okay.
Who's your lowest?
Yeah, who's your lowest?
Sorry, Hermione.
Yeah,
Hermione.
I want Hermione as well.
I'll kick it.
I'll ask her more.
Beauty and the Beast. For,
Love
and
Emma
now
Watson.
she's the lowest on your
I
list.
love that
X-23?
movie.
Is X-23 the lowest on your list now? Because that's what I mean. You say that, but when you look at who's
No,
going
because I mean,
because this is not for the win. This is for the top 5.
Taylor, who's your next
but
lowest?
there's only like 2 that need to be eliminated at this point.
my next one honestly was Joy because I didn't feel like I got a huge connection with that character. Like again, they did a great job, but there wasn't enough there compared to the other actresses for me.
I haven't seen it, so I'll back it.
I'm not ready to kick that character yet.
No, me either.
I'm keeping it.
I didn't want to go to it, but I was forced to play that card.
Speaking of forced, I think I'm forced. I'm gonna throw Daisy Ridley. I think 2015 was a breakout year. I think she gets overshadowed by Mark Hamill and Kylo Ren in that movie. I think Daisy does a great job.
I think her. Are you talking about Force Awakens? Sorry, or are you talking about the?
No, I think in Force Awakens she steals the show and she's a star in that. I think legitimately it feels like everyone walking out of Jedi. Adam Driver's the star. Everyone keeps talking about Adam Driver.
But don't you feel like those two were really good together, and it was the fact that they were together and had those scenes with each other that that enhanced both their performances?
They were, and that's why I think she's a solid 6. If we were doing best on-screen chemistry, which maybe we should do that one year, I would nominate that as a duo. But I think take out her scenes with Kylo, her just alone, or her with Mark Hamill, I think are still good. But there's other people, like I completely forgot about Joy, and for me, I put what she did over Daisy Ridley a bit more because it's more of a subtle performance and more emotional. And that actress I had seen in a movie previously, it was not a good movie, so I was going to Blade Runner and be like, man, she's not a good actress, and she completely turned me around.
Right.
I think she's a great choice for Catwoman one day. So, for Daisy Ridley can just still stay in Star Wars. And I also wonder, and I can throw to you guys saw Orient on the whatever Express, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that movie, is she a strong actress or not? I don't know.
I think
Orient
so.
on the Murder Express.
Okay. You think so, Briggs? What do you think
she's
about
good.
that? Do you think...
I think she's good. I don't think she made it not a bad movie, so she's not like,
I'm asking, is
star power.
after Star Wars is done, is she going to be Harrison Ford who grows and becomes this big star after, or is she going to be Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, who it was just Star Wars for them? I'm starting to feel that it's just Star Wars for her. That she'll always get acting roles, but I don't think she's going to be the breakout star, the breakout star that we all thought. I could be completely
It's too early for me to tell that because Orient Express wasn't a good movie in and of itself.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I really like that character. I think that Force Awakens on rewatches, and I only seen Last Jedi once, but disappointing movie for me. She is something that stood out.
Okay.
That character in it. So I'm not ready to kick her quite yet.
Okay. So I
feel bad a little bit, but I'm down to kick Beverly from
Oh
it.
my goodness, this
because
is
I remember a lot from that movie, but I don't really remember that character a whole lot. So I don't know why that is. It must be because it wasn't that memorable. So
okay.
That's my next vote to kick off. I didn't really like Valkyrie that much in Thor, so I'm definitely down to get rid of that character.
Love Valkyrie. I think.
Is that Tessa T?
Yeah,
Tessa T?
I think that's a back you on a kick.
Getting rid of Teresa T?
I think Tyler Taylor. I think the 3 T's are solid on keeping her.
I'm gonna keep Tessa.
The 4 T's.
The 4 T's?
Tessa, Tyler, Taylor.
Well, that's 5 T's actually.
That's
because there's 3 of Taylor, Tyler, Travis, Tessa Thompson. That's 5.
I guess so.
Do Liam and Kirkland have anything relevant to this list?
Liam. Wow, Kyle.
Sorry.
Wow. Liam
My bad.
No, Kyle and Kirkland just put Wonder Woman, so his choice, he's happy.
Right.
He got his vote. Okay, then
I'd like to vote to kick Split Chick.
I will agree.
I think she did a great performance, but
there's better.
It wasn't. Looking at this list, there's definitely 5 better performances there.
So I'm down to kick Split Chick. Anna Taylor-Joy, who I think is phenomenal. But I think there's better performances. I think she does a good job. But I am on the level, though.
I actually don't want to. I want to kick Beverly, and I want to kick Tessa T, and then that would be a perfect 5.
Tessa T's too bad. She's locked in, so she ain't going anywhere now. Because it's 3-2.
I don't want to kick Beverly. When I think of it, like, she's a main character. And out of all the characters
and that's awesome,
the kids,
but I don't.
But all the kids in that movie, though, she has much more of a story, I feel like, with her father as well. I mean, there's much more depth to that. I feel like as a character, too, like, I'm totally down to keep
I'm voting to lock Bev in. That's a 3. That's a 3. Bev is in. So now we gotta eliminate 2 more. So, I'm still with, okay, I don't know, I feel like we all have different people who we want to lock up, and I don't know.
Okay, let's just do this first.
It's hard
who wants to keep X-23? We'll just do a tally of who has the lowest.
I'm on X-23 bandwagon.
X-23 is my number 2 to keep. If that's relevant.
Number 2.
Yeah, I feel like at this point it really depends on the.
I want Joy. I want to lock in Joy. I thought it was a phenomenal.
So wait a second. How about we go around? Everyone pick their 2. Everyone pick their 2 because we have to pick the 2 you'd eliminate.
Oh, we did this last year.
Yeah, because that happens because we have 5 different
Okay, 2 that we'd
streams.
eliminate?
Yeah, 2 that we'd eliminate, and then we'll put marks by their name. Whoever has the most, they'll go. And if there's a tie, then we'll re-talk about it again. So
Okay.
I'm going Split Chick and Daisy Ridley. I'm so sorry, Daisy Ridley.
I actually
love you. I want to cast you in a movie one day. But I'm so sorry.
I'm actually gonna do the same thing.
Oh, Daisy Ridley's gone. Oh well, I've not gone, but for Dylan, I was surprised.
Because we watched Valkyrie.
I'm on the same
Beverly.
page. Daisy Ridley. and
Not an
Split
option.
Chick, so-
Jesus.
Well, there's,
Now the green one works again? What's happening
there's not much choice, Taylor. That's already 3 and 3.
Well, I'm gonna put my
here? Hey, what are you
vote down.
doing?
Trying to get it.
There's water in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it up so the ink runs down, so it works again.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
Not a
Yeah,
bad
but
idea.
it's still bad.
X23, enjoy.
Those were the same 2 I was gonna go for.
Okay,
so,
so
but
D Riddles and Split Chick are gone.
So sorry.
Oof, that's
Tough
one
year.
that one. Yeah.
That's
It is
good.
a tough
Last year
year.
that was a difficult category,
Maybe
so
kind of
I'm
on
really
the
happy
same
that
page
this
as
year's
yours.
better.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay.
okay, so we got X23, Joy, Tessa T, G or Gal G,
Gal G.
Gal G.
Too.
Algie.
and Bev at It.
Beverly. The big Bev.
Do you want the actor names too, or?
We'll do that when we do the actual show. We'll give them the
Alright.
credit. This is
I
the
guess you can just
unscripted-
look
yeah,
it up.
yeah, yeah. We could have honestly done this. Most podcasts would probably do this not video, but this is why you get to see the debate.
Literally
You could just put it on
wrote
a list.
all the things
Yeah,
down.
but no.
I
That's
like
not
to give
fun.
options to the viewers.
So
You wanna
best
watch this, you know.
actor. Let's talk about these sexy guys.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the
Good luck,
sexiest
guys.
of them all. Hugh Jackman for Logan. It is my number 1. He has to be up there as a contender and a nomination. I think it is a crime he was not nominated for an Oscar. I sometimes struggle. I go back and forth between him and Heath Ledger. I think it's on that type of performance. It is fantastic. And it's everything you wanted in a final Wolverine movie. So Logan,
Sign
Hugh
me up.
Jackman. That's my
I'm in.
shout out.
Mr. Hugh.
Boom. I actually have less.
Huey.
I actually have
Huey
less
Jackman.
guys than
Hugh?
girls.
Hugh
this year.
Jackman.
I actually did too. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh?
You.
Mr.
Hugh?
Human.
I'm gonna throw out James McAvoy for Split. I think he had a very solid performance and be able to play all those different roles
Yeah.
so well, so
Not
consistently.
easy.
Not easy at all. His performance was impressed me a lot. I don't think there's a whole lot else from that film that deserves to be on the board for this in other categories, but I think that his performance there really stood out to me.
So we had this last year with John Goodman. We have a best villain category, and then we have a best lead actor.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing.
Do we nominate him for 2? Because I think he's definitely one of the best villains, but I don't know. Do we put him in the best lead actor as well? Because I agree it's one of the best performances.
I don't think I wouldn't consider him a villain.
He is
I'd
kidnapping
say
girls and killing
He's
them.
also the lead character in the film, I would say.
I would say
I
he's the
actually-
lead male, yeah.
I would rather have him under best actor as opposed to best villain.
I
Okay.
agree.
I think he is like maybe like an evil character, but I think from the perspective that the movie's told, he's not like really portrayed as a villain. He's just
Yeah.
Okay.
this dude, you know.
I could be down for that. I'll definitely back it. I'll back that, yeah. Okay.
Back up.
Back it up.
James.
James.
All on a first name basis.
James.
All
That's gonna
right.
confuse me.
Who's next? Who is somebody to shout out next?
You know, I'll throw out my boy Tom Holland. I think
I'm gonna go Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston.
Colin.
Kong still on it. Yeah, I talked about earlier, Spider-Man might not be a perfect movie. I think Tom Holland played a perfect Peter Parker and Spider-Man, which is something that, we talk about Spider-Man so much on this podcast, and sometimes finding someone who could do both of those characters,
Hasn't been easy.
yeah, it's not an easy task, and I think he killed it for sure, and I think he's definitely the strongest part of that movie by far, and I think he definitely deserves it.
Is he?
I'll back you.
What?
I'll back you. I don't know. Yeah,
Strongest
I
part.
I think he deserves to be
is.
talked about.
I think he is, but I think that's not gonna happen today.
Yeah.
But I think there's an argument to make for Michael Keaton's Vulture being just as strong.
I think the argument, I did think about that. I think the reason maybe not is because like action wise, I think that's pretty poor, and like the end fight scene in particular is really lackluster.
I'm just talking I guess so. Yeah.
So I think as like a whole package,
Okay.
Tom Holland, it's a great package.
Yeah.
A lot of
Keaton-
very optimal, a
Michael
lot of
Keaton-
value.
Some miles on that package.
There's definitely some Miles Morales on that package.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hey, you
You
guys
guys
got?
haven't shot anybody out yet?
Wasn't it?
Breaks
oh,
shot up.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
were out
It's
of
not
order.
like a set turn.
No,
You
no,
know?
no.
You know, I'll give that to what's his name, Adam Driver.
Again, I had the same
That's
with
definitely
McAvoy. But
Would you call him a villain?
100% I'd put him in the villain category.
Yeah, I put him in villain.
100%.
I think I would too.
Okay.
I think I would too. Even though it is because is somebody gonna question why can't they be nominated for both though?
My second reason is because I think the villain category is actually lacking, and so I'd rather save him for that. I mean, we could just do both, have him in both.
I disagree on the villain category, but that's fine.
Yeah,
I also had McAvoy in the villain thing, so maybe that is part of my stuff I have in there, so I can take him out. But that's
it. Really is how you look at the story, but I think the way he's portrayed is much more of a villain than James McAvoy.
No, I'll agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. Taylor, what do you think about this?
And it's hard to say he's undoubtedly without the lead actor. There's a lot of different.
Yeah. Oh no,
ways
no.
of looking at the story, so I definitely think he's more suited in the best villain category.
I'm torn because I kind of feel like, if they, in this category, they're actors. We're not looking at the villain, whatever. They can play the good guy, the bad guy, CGI, whatever. That's not being taken into account. It's how well they act in this role.
Mm-hmm.
And that is them acting, so they should be able to be nominated for this. Then when we focus on the category for villains, then we compile who the villains are, and then, if Adam Driver obviously makes that cut, he could be tossed.
I will back Adam Driver then. Taylor, for the first time to me, has made sense in
that is a good
3
point.
years I've known him.
I think it should be possible that they are able to be.
Then I think you.
2-time nominee.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I will back Adam Driver 100%.
Let's do it.
Taylor Field.
What do you got?
I got a lot of crazy ones.
Great.
I'm sure you do.
I actually have a lot
Optimus
for Best
Prime.
Actor. I have. I'm gonna start off with some fun ones though.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the floor.
How many
I
you
think
have?
Let's give him the floor and just do all your nominations now.
Really?
I think there's a
I'm
lot
quite
that are gonna get
curious.
shot down.
So first, I'm gonna start with Jack Black from Jumanji.
Nope.
He was legit so good.
I haven't seen the movie, but my bias is gonna carry me to say yes. I'll have him on the list.
I was gonna say the same thing. I haven't seen it, but I've heard he's great. So
We cannot nominate if 1 out of the 5.
Put him on there, but put him at the bottom and put an asterisk next to him.
Okay. Well, my next one, I won't nominate him, but I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go with The Rock from Jumanji because he was equally as great. But I'll just skip to.
He's just nominating the cast of Jumanji.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
I'm gonna do Jason Momoa for Aquaman. I think he was absolutely.
I don't think he's the lead in that. I think Ben Affleck's the lead, and
Best
Ben
actor?
Affleck's
I
definitely.
don't. Well, you can still say best actor, but
Yeah.
I don't think his performance was that stuff.
I'm not gonna back that.
Oh,
He
damn.
has a good performance amongst the rest of the film, but
I don't think he's
Compared
in
to
the top
what?
25.
Compared to Ben
comparing-
Affleck.
I
and
think-
Flash.
No. We're not. It's not who's the best actor in a Justice League movie. You're comparing Momoa to Jackman, Adam Driver, McAvoy. Holland, not a chance.
I think he's decent in the movie, but I think the fact that he lacks so much screen time and some backstory really drags the character down. And I think acting, he does pretty good, but I just don't think he had enough substance there to really work with.
You could have made a case for supporting me, but I cannot back you on best actor.
Maybe I'll bump him to support.
But I don't. I wouldn't get too
Yeah,
confident about that either. But you know.
I guess
So
we're
no
both-
Momoa.
Okay.
Shit.
Don't say Mark.
This is
Wahlberg.
ever a foreshadow.
Oh,
I'm
what was
waiting
Mark
for that Mark
Wahlberg?
Wahlberg.
Transformers.
Oh,
He's the
No,
lead in
he's
that.
supporting. He's not the lead in that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fucking robots, the lead.
Tom Hiddleston from King Kong.
Nope.
Nope.
I thought he was great.
Again, look what you're comparing him to.
Other than that, Tom Holland and Adam Driver were taken. I
Yep.
did have John C. Reilly, but I went with Tom Hiddleston.
Oh my god, you really like Kong way
I
too.
really like Kong.
I wish I liked that movie.
Was that your list then?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go because this is somebody I wouldn't have nominated before I watched it again because I thought he just did a lot of reaction. But he does a lot of acting in it, lots of emotion, lots of scenes where he has to be semi-comedic but very scared, and he does that very well. I'm nominating Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out. I can't actually remember the character's name. Fuck, and I just watched it like 2 days ago. But I think he does a great job. So that's.
I agree.
I would
See the
nominate.
name?
Yeah, he's the main guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think he has to go through a lot, and I think he's, for me, if he's a, because he does, for me, any problems I have with Get Out is sometimes his friend is a little too comedic. He does comedy. I think if he doesn't work, you don't really get it. If you don't like, I think his name is Chris. I'm pretty sure. If you don't like Chris,
sounds right.
yeah, if you don't like Chris, you don't care about what happens to him in this movie, which is terrible stuff. So I think he does a great job. And yes, it is Chris Washington. I got the full character.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some really bizarre scenes he has to, like that one from the trailer where he gets like sucked into the couch and stuff. Like that's kind of some strange things that you're asked to do, and he popped off. Nick Cage, I think he can do it.
I think he can put Nick Cage in here, best actor.
No, that came out 2018. Remember next year's awards, folks.
It's actually coming up somewhere.
Oh,
it's a quick precursor.
So okay, so that was one.
I haven't got another back.
I'm not gonna back it.
I thought. Dylan, did you back it?
Did you?
I'll back it.
Okay.
I'll back it.
Okay. So it's on there.
It's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else to shout out? I have a couple.
I'll say Chris Pine from Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one too.
I had him in supporting, so that's where we could debate.
I think that one, that was one where I actually put him under both, and then I switched him from supporting to best actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the film relied on him having good chemistry with the Gal Gadot, because that drove a lot of the plot points in terms of love interest and the ending too. If you don't care about the character there, it takes away a lot from the ending. So I think he did a really good job. But
I'm gonna put him here too. So
I want to throw his name out there.
So that's Dylan Taylor, you go, because I'm really undecided about where I put him as best or supporting.
I
don't think Dylan has him at all, dude.
I think you can. I didn't put him on either of mine, but I think you would. I think he's fine to go on. Like if we're gonna have villain as potentially two, like the same character twice, I think we can do that.
Well, Adam Driver too. You could say was technically a support then as well.
I don't think he was a support because he had so much screen time. I think with
no, he does. I know. That's what I'm trying to think.
But the characters from that, I would say Daisy really was more of a supporting actress, to be honest, throughout that film.
I wouldn't say that either. I'd say she's the main. I think she's.
I would put him. I would think he deserves to be under supporting more so.
Taylor, it's your call, because I'm kind of on Dylan's way as well. See if
Dylan's way.
I mean, I definitely. For me, again, it makes sense. Why not? I think he fits the role for supporting, and like obviously he does a great job as being best actor. But I'm leaning towards him being more of a support. In that sense.
Okay.
Sorry. Shut it down. Fair enough.
I'm gonna throw out Skarsgård. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill. The clown. Pennywise.
The clown.
I wouldn't back it for best actor. I'd back it for maybe the category leader, but I don't think for best actor.
Are you thinking best villain?
Yeah.
I would also support him there, but I thought I'd throw him out here too because besides just his character as well, I think he did a good job acting within the movie, and he was the main.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
I'm gonna leave him for villain personally for my vote.
Tyler Taylor.
How do you guys feel about that one?
I think I would leave him for villain.
Briggs.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one too.
Okay.
It's getting passed on.
I'm gonna throw out Chris Hemsworth because I think he did a great job in Thor Ragnarok. I think he's always been funny, but I think he had to turn it up to 100 here, and I think he did a great job, and I like him as a comedic lead much more than some other people. You know, I like when he's more comedy than Cap. I don't like when Doctor Strange comedy, but with Thor it worked, but I'd throw him out there as a contender.
I'll agree.
Yep, I'll hop on that.
Who, him?
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Mr. Ham.
Chris H.
Chris H. I'll throw this out here. I'm going to throw out Chris Pratt for Star-Lord Peter Quill. It might be controversial because he has a much smaller role than he did in the first one. And I think there's some reasons for that. I think it actually is to the movie's benefit that he's in it less because it really gives time to develop other characters and some characters that, particularly like Drax and Yondu and Nebula, three characters that didn't really deliver for me in the first movie. I think they got the chance as well as every other character. And I think for what Chris Pratt is in that movie, I think every scene is really good. I love seeing the dynamic between him and his father and like all this fucked up stuff that's happening. And he's still funny, he's still charismatic, and yeah, I think he deserves to be a nominee for sure.
I'll back you on it.
Yeah.
This is also a recording as well.
I totally forgot. Yes, Dylan, I back you up on that. That is a very awesome argument that you stated.
I will also throw out the guy that played Yondu as well. I don't know
Michael
his name.
Supported.
I had him supporting.
Just because his screen time is so small compared to everyone else. That's why I had him there.
I didn't even think about it. I was just.
A lot of controversy on the categories tonight.
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm gonna throw out one that I honestly didn't throw it just because I thought someone else was gonna. I'm throwing out the Goss 100%.
Yeah, I've actually just been waiting because I want to get my other ones out there too.
Okay, Ryan Gosling is phenomenal. I think he is on par with Harrison Ford in that movie.
What movie?
And Blade Runner. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think the scene that I use as the definition of why he should be nominated is when he finds out some certain information and he's just yelling and it's very dramatic. But it could have came off as really cheesy or SNL-like, but you feel it in that moment, and when you see him break, you break along with them, and then when you find out other stuff throughout the movie, it's great when you see him interacting with Joy and having this complex of, this is a robot sort of lady, but he's in love with her, but he knows that it's not a real thing, but is it a real thing? His scenes with Harrison Ford and him have great chemistry, so yeah, I would throw out the Goss 100% on that.
I don't know why you slipped my mind, but definitely I agree. Yeah. Put him on there.
Yeah, I was waiting to throw him down, but...
And then
Ryan G.
I'm gonna throw Harrison Ford in there for his role in Blade Runner 2. If he's more towards supporting, then you don't have to vote for him here. But I think he did a phenomenal job in that film, and every scene he was in, he did great. So
I'm in the supporting thing.
Obviously, he had much less screen time, and he wasn't there throughout the entire film. But
I think the fact that he's not in the first half of the movie pushes him supporting
first 2 hours, maybe.
Maybe even. Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of surprised that no one said anything about John Wick at all. Thought everyone here was all about that. Oh, was it just you that was all about that?
I love John Wick. Yeah.
John was good.
But I wouldn't nominate Keanu.
Poor Keanu.
Yeah. Does everyone have anything else?
No, I don't.
No, I think.
Andy Serkis.
From
Planet of the Apes, War of the Apes. Do we? Because that's that's the thing in the Oscars too. They don't nominate him because you don't see him. But I don't know.
I was split for a couple of those roles. But
yeah.
I think he does a really good job of conveying emotion through the CGI face of a. I said this sentence in a strange way, but he. I actually think he definitely deserves to be up there. I think sure.
Let's throw him on there.
Gollum's up there.
Gollum.
Okay, that's all I have for my picks. This is gonna be tough.
I missed his actual name, so.
Andy Serkis.
Or Gollum.
Is that it? Yeah. Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. Yep. Great Andy Serkis. Gonna be a Black Panther coming up. It's Claw. Great. Any other shouts for the lead guys?
Wow, already kicking someone off the list.
Just executive board decision. Just wiped it out.
I am all spent for my ammunition.
It's Serkis with an S, Jessica.
Well, then I'll just get rid of him right now. Executive decision. Wow. I'm only erasing him once.
Taylor?
Yeah, but
ones that you legitimately think are going to get up there. Mark Wahlberg's not getting up there.
No, it wasn't that. It just
fell back
to the Baby Driver thing again. I'm not getting into that.
You're not gonna...
Alright.
Oh?
Cool.
He's a good actor.
He is?
Yeah, I thought he was phenomenal.
He's in a heist film, though,
Baby Driver.
The main guy?
The main kid, yeah.
I actually don't think he's that good, honestly.
Really, I think he's alright. I think we'll see him better movies.
Yeah. I would have voted for him, but it's not the right film.
Yeah.
It's not the right film?
Not the right film.
Jessica, anyone else?
Let's kick some people.
Best, I think supporting is going to be.
I'm not ready to kick people. I'm ready to solidify.
Actually, I have one thing that I want to ask. Would you say It Comes at Night is a sci-fi film?
No, it's definitely a horror film, yeah.
I'll throw in Joel Edgerton for that.
Joel Edgerton!
I'll throw it in there.
I have to back it.
I can't
He's
not
great
back
in that movie.
Mr. Edgerton.
Absolutely wonderful.
But, because we just could decide that he's in the top 5. Would we really put him in the top 5, though? I think a shout-out is probably good enough. Would we put him in the top 5? Because we
I would vote for him in the top 5.
You'd put him in the top 5? Wow.
I
want him
on the list. I want him on the list for discussion.
But
I'm undecided.
No, reason for discussion is because they haven't seen it.
I did.
Okay.
I actually saw it, but didn't finish it. I kind of got bored.
Alright, that we can say no.
We love you though. Come on the podcast. We'd love to.
Oh yeah, 100%. That movie. One day we'll talk about that movie in depth because that is a different. That's not Mother level, but it is.
It's a strange movie.
It's a strange movie. Okay, I want to solve it.
I would
I'm also
vote for it.
surprised you haven't brought up anything from Pirates of the Caribbean.
This is getting nowhere near my fucking list.
Yeah.
I want to solidify Hugh Jackman. That's my 101 pick. I think he's great. I think there's 2 actors on there that deliver a similar performance as far as quality, but I don't think they have to do the emotion that he does. point and scene is the scene where they, spoilers, when they bury Xavier and he just has to sell you on burying him by a river, and you just see, like, you slowly see Hugh Jackman break down, like, oh, you need to be by water. He's like, I just need to put him by water. And he's breaking down, he's crying, he breaks the shovel, and he's so angry. Like, it's so subtle, and he goes from 0 to 100, but in the best way. And
he reaches a lot of heights in that movie.
yeah, he's like really dry comedic in that movie. When he turns into Rage Wolverine, and you feel it, you're scared of that man. So I think he's on a different class than these people.
I also vote.
Lock him in.
Locked it in.
Mr. Hugh J.
So who else? Anyone has a lock in they want to throw out there to the council?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
100%.
Sure, let's do it.
He is phenomenal in that movie.
He's a
I
good
want
actor.
that. If we live in a different world, I'd wear the fuck out of that coat he has in Blade Runner. But Emily said no, you can't wear that coat, so I did not order that coat.
That was a very touching story.
Yeah. And another lock for me is Adam D. I
Yeah,
think he's
I would
phenomenal.
Yeah, throw it out too.
And that's coming from Jessica, who you didn't love him in Force Awakens, right?
I did not.
Yeah, so I think that's a big
She's
thing.
a big hater.
I don't think she's a hater. I think she just
I think he did a good job, and I did watch Lucky Logan as well. I thought he did a great job in that
He's
too.
awesome.
I think
He's a chameleon.
I think he's a great actor. So.
I'm down for a lot of.
I'm actually not gonna lie,
Oh!
because I want him in villain.
But we didn't
You
say we
could
could
be
have them both.
I know, but I would rather him not be here.
Tyler Taylor.
I'm not gonna lock it in.
I'm gonna lock it in.
Boom! Adam Driver locked in. The big D.
Maybe a double.
A double nom. The first ever Golden Geek double nom. Okay, so we have.
So I want to lock James McAvoy.
Oh, I was gonna say to get rid of James
I was
McAvoy.
also gonna say I want to lock him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys don't want to keep him, but I think he just had to do so much in that movie, and it was always interesting and super weird, and it I don't know, it worked the whole time.
Taylor.
So, it's a strange performance to have to do, and I think he really pulled it off.
I'm actually gonna say I won't disagree, but I'm not gonna back it. I think have some conversations about other people first.
I'm gonna
Okay.
have some conversations.
Okay, leave him for now.
Too bad, because I'm locking it in. That's a lock for me.
James McAvoy.
Wow.
Because
We got some big locks here.
to me, Dylan said there's people. He had to act in so many roles. He played a fucking 8-year-old boy, and you made him believe him in that raincoat. Like, he's phenomenal. He could have been one of the kids in It, and we would have bought it. Like, he's so good in that movie. You feel for him
I mean,
at
even
times. You feel for him after you see him literally eat a teenage girl, and then it's like, oh yeah, he's had a really tough life. It's like, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like near the end of that movie, he just goes in full-on rage mode.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
So now we're gonna have a huge debate for the 5th slot, because we've
Yeah.
locked in 4.
I'm gonna throw out Tom H. Just
Like to
Tom
lock
Holland?
or to
Yeah.
throw?
to vote for or
yeah,
against.
I want him. I think he should be the last one out of everyone. who's
Dan-
here.
I'm not ready to lock it yet, but
What's Daniel K again?
Get out.
Okay.
I think I'm okay to get rid of Andy Serkis.
Okay, actually,
Because
let's
it
get
is
rid of Jack
CG.
Black, please. Let's
Why?
just move along.
He's
He's
still
an
there.
asterisk by his name.
He's not actually part of the list. So.
That's what the
No,
asterisk
you're
is for.
you're supposed to leave him on for the rest of the thing.
Get out of my Goosebumps movies, you
Love
fucking
Jack
clown.
Oh wow! So salty.
I'm sorry, Dylan. I would take out Chris Pratt. I agree with you. I think it's better for the story, but I think that also takes away that he doesn't get to be the best actor out of
Okay,
them all.
fair enough.
So that's that I would take that out. I don't know if anyone's backing me on that, but
I'm gonna vote to take it out.
Taylor, Jessica, oh, they're wavering.
I'll get rid of him. Yeah.
Oh, Dylan's own nominate. He killed his
his
own
own
child.
mom.
Yeah, mom and dad syndrome.
Hey, he was part of the nominees, you know.
Okay, so we have Tom Holland, Daniel. Okay, so
So I actually want to get rid of Chris Hemsworth because I think the other three are stronger.
I'll back that.
I'll back him.
Yeah, I'll back it.
Not that it's bad.
You're grading Thor. You gotta. I hope you don't die in Infinity War because I want to see more Ragnarok sequels. But
I'm okay to get rid of Andy S.
Those are
For sure.
controversial.
It's hard.
I-
It's hard for me because
Yeah.
of the CGI thing.
I would vote to get rid of Daniel K.
Yeah, I'm with that.
compared to the other two.
It's definitely down to Andy and Tom.
I'll get rid of Daniel K.
I think he had a good performance, but
If it was a
Again,
better
yeah.
movie.
My vote's still for Tom
it
H.
wasn't.
I honestly could be persuaded either way here.
Yeah.
I'm a true
Oh,
50-50
man.
right
Okay,
now.
he's a child actor, which apparently is a big
He's
deal
like
according
20.
to Dev.
He's not a child actor.
He had to do, his 2 roles. This guy just had to use his voice.
He had to become a fucking
Okay,
idiot. No,
That's
he's
not
a
fair to say he just uses his voice. Andy Serkis is the king of mocap. He does all of those things. The facial expressions are his.
This guy's
whether or not
walking like
they're
a
Some say he's
CGI.
better at eye acting than Tom Hardy.
Oh wait, yeah.
Some say.
I'm in
I
the
don't know.
I'm in the circus camp. Even though for Apes I took down, for me I'm in the circus camp. I just feel like he does more emotional acting in that movie. Where Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man, I think they cut the legs up from him a bit by taking out some of the Uncle Ben stuff, and we didn't get to see him be
That's fair.
super emotional. But at the same time, when he loses that job at the Stark Expo and he comes back and he's broken, I'm really for either one of these. I'm a 50-50, you know, like I guess I'm a 51 for circus, but really I don't know. I can go with the flow, whatever the flow is, because they're both great, and I can see a case for it.
So we got Jessica, who's behind
Tom H.
Tom H. Me and Travis are the 50-50s. Tyler, you guys feel more positively about one than the other?
Split. I'm thinking.
Well,
about
we
it right
eliminated. We split already made it, so.
now. Yeah.
Hey! Taylor.
That's fine.
This is a big decision.
Taylor might be the deciding vote, because I don't know.
Actually, does Liam show up in here at all?
No.
No,
Oh, actually, I will check. Sorry, I
We
forgot to
totally
check the
forgot
price.
about that.
I could be convinced either way.
We got some other.
Of all the Spider-Mans we've seen, like each one kind of has a small like breaking moment, but I feel like Tom Holland, out of all of the Spider-Man's breaking moments, when he's trapped into that rubble and he literally is just scared, to see a superhero alone in that situation is totally mind-blowing. But Spider-Man, this young high school kid in this situation, I mean that captures it right there. And I've watched Homecoming so many times now, and that scene really hits me. I just feel terrified for him, and this is Spider-Man.
Kirkland had Hugh Jackman, and he had Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Kirkland, the Get Out is not going our way here. So, I would counter you with any circus has to act the shit out of an ape finding his spoilers dead wife and children. And I think that's I think that's even more powerful scene than Tom Holland moving some fucking rubble.
Yes, he is very, very moving and powerful in his scenes, but I feel like Tom Holland, just where he's coming from and just stepping into the Spider-Man like spotlight, I feel like he's just really owning that role so well. And I love seeing him on screen. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Andy Serkis. Like, I'm so excited to see him in Black Panther. But at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna go with Tom Holland.
So we have
Tom Holland does also have, he has very good chemistry with almost everyone that he interacted with.
Andy Serkis has great
but
chemistry.
I'm just that's just one point I'm making. I think Andy Serkis. I want to say Serkis. He also does like an absolutely phenomenal job. So I'm still split. I
think it's gotta be Tom Hardy. If they're confident. Tom Hardy.
He's Venom next year. Just wait.
I'm great with names, as you can tell from today's cast.
Who do you think has better chemistry with Black Panther, Tom Holland or Andy Serkis?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
And
Infinity War. Best supporting.
No, you gotta write these down. We gotta announce to the listeners.
What are the final five?
So the best actors we have Hugh J.
Hugh J.
Tom H.
Okay, Tom H.
Ryan G. James M. and Adam D.
Adam D.
Okay, we are moving on to supporting actor. So best performance
and actress, right?
Yeah, actress. Yeah, even though I won't lie, I don't have many supporting actresses in this, because I've had them all for my leads. So.
That's true. I'm gonna open up strong with Yondu.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Love that character. I feel like we really get some solid backstory, amazing acting, and that funeral that they have for him is just very emotional the whole way through.
I'll back that.
Mr. Yondu.
Yondu. I'm gonna throw out one that maybe could get shot down, but I don't care. It's a similar thing to Andy Serkis. It's a little weird. I'm throwing out Korg. I think in Thor Ragnarok, I fucking love him. I know it's such a small
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. I think it's so good. I don't know. I would throw it up there.
I'm backing it. 100%.
He's just too funny.
Yeah, I'll back it.
He just reminds me of Alan in The Hangover, that first one where everything he said was just gold, and you're like, I want to see more of him. And then the Hangover movies happened, and you didn't want to see more of him.
That was it's one of those rules where you're looking forward to every scene that he's in.
Yeah, the second
despite the fact that he's not in a lot of scenes, but every single one he's in, you're having a good time, and you can't wait for the next one.
So it's Korg, K-O-R-G.
Hey man.
This is me.
You gonna go up on that shit?
I stepped on one on the bridge. Oh, he's alive.
What's this guy from?
He's Thor Ragnarok. You want to see Thor Ragnarok? You should.
I didn't like the second one enough to warrant.
This is completely.
The second one is garbage.
This is completely different. They take it in like a different tone. It's not.
Completely
Yeah,
different tone.
it's nowhere near the old one. So
You don't even need to watch the first two to honestly enjoy this one.
actually, no. You just need to watch Avengers, and you're pretty much set.
Because everything from the first, all the baggage just gets killed off.
All right, Taylor. Here's your time to shine, where we get probably no love here, but throwing out the big H, Mr. Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker.
The sacred text.
I think he did a great job for me. I know people have some problems with Luke Skywalker. I think it is Mark Hamill doing a good job acting, and I think I like what they did with Luke for the most part. I have some problems along with some people too, but I think he did a great job. I think the reason he's up there is also because we could have easily been talking about how bad he was in this movie or how it really killed the movie. And yeah, the movie's maybe not great overall for all of us, but I think that Hamill does a good job, so I would throw it up there as a contender.
I will disagree with everything Travis just said.
Okay.
I will not
Therefore, not
support
allowed.
it. I think he did do a good job, but I don't think it's comparable to best supporting actor / actress.
I think 100% support the dynamic and everything he experienced in this film. Absolutely.
So Jessica's joined us on this Luke Skywalker bandwagon.
No, technically I don't have to because 1, 2, 3.
No, I thought you were writing it down though.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. That's what I mean. So
Yeah,
you're
know.
deciding.
Join us.
Yeah.
Join us.
No, he's already up there.
Alright, there you go.
Yes.
You snuck your way on a list this time, Hamill.
I'll throw them both out eventually, I guess. But I'm gonna say Dave Bautista in Blade Runner 2049.
I'll disagree because he's in one scene.
I'll disagree as well.
Okay.
If you said Drax, I could see it.
Okay, so were we throwing Chris Pine on this one for Wonder Woman?
I would, yeah. For 100%, because I think he's great. I think everything Tyler said was correct. It's just I would
I got shot down really fast. I feel kind of
in
bad.
the lead. Chris Pine, I think, is phenomenal in that movie. I think you think about Superman and Lois and Superman the movie. You think about Pepper and Tony. You think about Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. I think
I do
Pine.
think about all those people.
You think about Pine and Gal Gadot as they are the newest, like, best romance in a. Even I'll say Deadpool as well. This is a gold standard. It might be the best romance we've ever had in a comic movie. I think that's because Chris Pine does a great job. So I would definitely back Chris Pine here.
I'll support it.
What's his like character name? I got like a
Steve
theme
Trevor.
going on here.
Steve.
Okay.
Steve Tyler. Steve Taylor.
I'll shout for
Steve
Kirkland.
Travis.
He had Jack Black in Jumanji.
Yes!
Too
Put
late.
him back up there.
No,
All voted.
nominated.
All voted.
What's his character's name? He's a girl.
Jack Black.
He is a girl. I don't remember the girl's name.
Amanda.
Dylan, you're voting for a movie you hadn't even seen.
Yeah, but it's Jack Black.
I'm not going for that.
No.
It is what it is. It's up there. I'm gonna throw out Amia Miller from War for the Planet of the Apes. She plays the silent girl.
Silent
I
girl.
think
Nova.
it's no. Oh right, she does have a name. She did, I don't know
She
why.
has a name.
It's-
Doesn't make
it
any
didn't
sense
show
with the
up
rest of
there.
the continuity, but that's okay.
But I wouldn't say it's comparable to Daphne Keene's silent role, but I still think she did a great job conveying a lot of emotion and interacting with the apes, despite them being CGI and also not being able to talk with them. So
I'll disagree 100%. That's
okay.
I just because I can't remember a single scene she's in other than that scene from the trailer when she's back on the horse.
The scene where they're leaving the one place where they meet the funny ape, who's like the old grandma.
Bad ape.
Sure, the one who wears the jacket.
That's a
Yeah.
name.
And then they're leaving, and there's that tree, and then Amia Miller, she takes the little flower from the tree and she gives it to the gorilla.
Oh, Luke.
But as I
Luke.
did say, I didn't remember that. Tyler had to
I know,
specifically describe that whole scenario.
It's fine if someone. I think she did a great job with that role, so I think she should be on the board.
I would have to disagree.
Okay.
Oh,
Not that I disagree, but
he
I just don't want
disagreed
to vote
with you.
for it.
Okay.
I like where you're coming from, but I think I'm leaning towards no.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm
Right.
gonna throw it the big Professor X, Patrick Stewart.
Stewart.
P. Stewart. Yeah, I think it's interesting seeing such a we've seen him play this character for quite some time, and this is obviously quite a different version of him. And his mind is kind of old and fizzled, and he's not quite himself anymore. But I think we really get to see that, and we see him interacting with Logan throughout this movie, and I don't know, they still have such a strong chemistry, even though he's playing such a different version of the character. And every time he's on screen, it was interesting and heartbreaking at the same time. Heartbreaking in a good way.
Backed 100%. Maybe the best performance.
I backed it as well.
Stuart.
I'm gonna throw out David from Alien Covenant, Michael Fassbender.
I'll back you on it.
I definitely think he actually was really good as a supporting character.
God.
I'm gonna back him. I think he's good in that movie. The movie is not good, but he is good in that movie. So I backed
such a dumb character.
And Walter. He did Walter too. He did two characters. So
wait, which one? David or Walter?
I think both. He should get both of them.
No, you have to pick one. You have to pick one.
Then fine, we're putting Walter up there as well. Put David and Walter separately, so fuck you guys. No, I think he gets, because they're both supporting characters, so I think they're fine as one. I'm gonna go I don't know how you say her name, but it's Sylvia Hoeks. I'm not sure, but she played Love in Blade Runner. She played the robot that was hunting down Ryan Gosling and Ford. I think she brings just pure intensity that I've not seen in quite a while out of a. She's to me as like she's a villain, but she's not really the main villain.
I actually put her as villain.
Yeah, and that's where we can. I'm fine if she gets there too, but I thought it was worth shouting out. But yeah,
I'll support it for this.
You'll support it?
Yes.
Hey, I'll support it as well.
Love is her name?
Love with a U, L-U-V.
It's called Love. Spell U-V.
Love.
I'll get the people who say opinion on like Mother. Would you like that movie's so weird, but I don't know whether you would put someone in a category or not.
I would, but then I would take them out immediately because that film I love and hate, right? I love and hate. So it's a thing like I don't know if I can in my right mind put it there. I don't think it deserves the Razzies that it's getting for worst actor and worst actress. I don't think it's on that level.
I didn't know it was getting Razzies.
They got worst picture, worst actress, worst actor.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Jennifer Lawrence's first Razzie. I don't think it's nowhere near on that level. I think everyone's doing a great job.
She's pretty good in
They're
that.
just doing a great thing when they're on bath salts, you know? And like it's the most bath salty best movie. But no, I couldn't support anything from Mother because I'm still unsure of how I feel about that movie.
Yeah. I agree. That movie still confuses me till this very minute.
For Thor Ragnarok, I got two, but I'm gonna shout out because I fucking loved the movie. This was Jeff Goldblum as Grandmaster. I laughed so much, especially when I watched it again, and I think this is a good use of Goldblum. We've seen it in Independence Day. I think Jurassic World's gonna do the same thing where they do not use him well. They use him over the top. They don't let him really act. Oh, you're switching on. And then. So Goldblum, I would put it up there.
I will say negative
For me.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna vote for him either.
Okay.
I will, however, make a case for Loki from Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, is that really where Tom Hiddleston's getting that from? Not Kong?
Definitely not Kong. He might pop up. He might pop up somewhere, if you know what I mean. But he's certainly not popping up in there in supporting. He is, however, popping up supporting for Loki. So yeah,
I'll support it.
I won't. I think he's been better. I think that movie kind of.
I think he's been better, but I still think he's good in this movie.
I think it's a screen time thing where I think they kind of put him on the back shelf a little, and I think that hurt him. I think in the Thor, he's the Thor. I think in Thor he's better. I think in Avengers, I think in this he's really good. But Loki's my favorite character of all time. No, I don't know. But yeah, I won't back it.
Okay.
Right.
Oof, that's a tough one to not back.
I'll run this one back. Harrison Ford from Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Backed.
You got it. Let's do it. Harrison Ford.
And that's all I have. I'm all done. Sorry, Jeff.
I'm gonna shout out Nebula from Guardians because I think I actually like that character more than Gamora in that movie, and yeah, I think it was a really fun dynamic seeing those two play off each other. But I think Nebula, like especially comparing her to where she was in the first one, I think she actually had like a really interesting storyline, and she was always fun to see, I guess. And she's just this character who's really pissed off and filled with rage, but then it kind of all comes together in the end when she can't kill Gamora, and yeah, I thought it was a really good character.
Are you throwing it out or just?
Yeah.
I'll back it.
I will not back it.
I will not back it.
I will not back it.
Yikes.
It just
Tried.
hurts me.
She's fine, but I don't think she's best. Maybe Infinity War?
maybe.
What about throw out that sweet Kevin Hart from Captain Underpants?
I will back it.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, well now you're just missing out.
It's a good movie. It's a good
I'll back it because Kevin Hart's
I
always
kind of
good.
forgot that.
Came out the same day as Wonder Woman, that's why.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm all out.
I'm all out as well.
Yep.
I want to do an honorable mention for Josh Gad in both Orient Express and Beauty and the Beast because I didn't really like those movies that much,
No, you don't even
but I really liked him in both of those movies. So
Beauty and the Beast, he was prime.
yeah,
I would back
He's good.
him. I would back him for Beauty and the Beast.
I'm not gonna vote for him, but I just wanted to honorable mention him.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If he was.
And this doesn't even it doesn't even qualify, but big shout out to Josh Hutcherson as Denny and the
Oh,
Death
yes.
It's just a big shout out to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's narrow these down.
Sob.
Who has some
Solo.
Wait, what is that?
Solo for Blade Runner?
Yeah.
I'm down to lock.
Why would you put Saul?
I'm down to lock Sob.
Sob.
Yeah.
I'll vote to lock it.
Who is Saul again?
That's Harrison
Solo.
Ford in Blade
Harrison
Runner.
Ford.
I think she's great.
So
I don't even
I
want
answered that like 10 seconds ago and I already like, ooh.
I don't want to spoil the scene, but there's a big reveal. You know what the reveal is, and the way he plays that is phenomenal. Harrison Ford, like in Force Awakens, when he comes to play, he can really go. When he's in like some fucking like straight to DVD movies, you can tell just from the paycheck, but you can tell the difference of when Harrison Ford really cares what he's doing. He did in Force Awakens, and he did again here, and that's a lock. So,
I would agree. I think Yondu deserves to be locked in,
I'll
personally.
back it.
I back that.
Yep. And the other one for me is Professor X. I think that's a phenomenal performance. You feel heartbroken when you see Professor X for the first time in that chair, and just him like cussing Logan out. It's just like such a different Professor X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Korg. I'm definitely backing him.
It's not a definite vote for me, just because of how little he's in the movie.
I want to eliminate a couple before we lock in.
Okay.
I'm okay to eliminate Love because I'd rather her be in the villain category personally.
I'd kick her out.
Kick her out.
I'll kick her out too.
Alright.
As much as I
Haven't
love
seen the
them,
movie.
I'm gonna go with Jack Black.
Yep. Get Jack Black out of
Yeah, I'm
here.
gonna vote to kick.
I haven't seen the movie, so I can't condone it.
That's why I have
Poor
I have
bastard.
not either.
I know
I'm
which one
gonna-
Dylan's gonna go after.
I'm gonna vote to kick out David and Walter.
I'm gonna go ahead and second that.
No, I'm
twice.
not. I mean, he was absolutely, he was legit phenomenal in that movie.
He was legit garbage.
The fact that Michael Fassbender was able to portray and act as two completely, and not just humans, but robots, so they had to be programmed to be specific.
Being a
ways, and
robot's
he-
easier than it is to be a human because
Yeah,
you're
I
not that
didn't
you
know.
stand
I
there.
disagree
definitely
with that.
not. I
You
also
gotta get the
disagree,
movements.
but-
You have to. He's like the best robot in the world, maybe as far as acting.
I think it's harder to be. How am I gonna say this? I think it's harder to do a good like human character than it is.
Could
to
you
do-
play the flute with yourself?
I don't know if I could kiss myself as well as Michael Fassbender.
Jessica, what are you
I'm
feeling
definitely
on?
down to get rid of that character though.
I am okay to keep him for now.
Okay, yeah, let's keep him on board.
Okay.
Alright.
What about Luke Skywalker, Mr. Hamill?
I wasn't a fan, so I'll get rid
I'll
of him.
vote to kick.
I think Jessica's the deciding vote on this because
Yeah.
me and Taylor, I think, would
Okay.
walk it.
Okay, wait. Korg, what's the movie I haven't seen?
Thor.
What's Steve again?
Steve Trevor
Steve
from Wonder
Trevor
Woman.
from Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's Chris Pine.
Christopher Pine.
You didn't answer my Skywalker question, Jessica.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
Okay,
you
okay.
gotta like work out, you know.
You know what I love?
So we're getting rid of two. Keep it two.
I'm down. I love him, but I'll take out Korg. Actually, I love him, but I don't think he deserves.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa,
slow down.
yeah, slow down.
That's only Travis right now.
Oh really? I thought you guys said you guys are on
I
that.
can't.
That's because I just looked at the list and realized that we don't have that many left, and that Core would actually be higher than the other three on my list.
Oh my
You have
Because
higher
I-
than Chris Pine? Are you kidding me?
We might have to.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Come on.
alright. He was good.
I'd get rid of
We might
Korg,
have
I
to do
don't
the vote thing again while we do it the first.
Eliminate two.
Yeah, but if you want Korg gone, she wants Korg gone, I'll say I want Korg gone.
Oh
Okay.
no. Oh yeah. It's We voted
no,
Korg out.
why
yeah.
would you do this?
Oh fuck.
Oh man,
So,
the situation got worse.
Dylan, what you gonna pick, David Walter or Skywalker?
I vote to leave the room. Fucking done. These are awful picks. There were so many better supporting, and you guys just
Wow.
weren't.
I'm gonna vote to keep Steve, Chris Trevor.
Oh, actually, I have
Steve
something
Trevor,
that might
Chris
be of
Pine.
importance.
Chris Pine.
Steve Pine.
Logan Lucky, is that a movie that's allowed? Because I think Adam Driver definitely deserves best supporting.
I definitely
if that is a
had
movie,
that
which is
on my list, but I don't think Logan Lucky should be allowed.
I
don't think
it is allowed.
It's a great film.
Get a 3 nom.
No, it's not credit. No, you already got 2.
Adam Driver is phenomenal in that film, but
I just desperately want other.
let's just
I just want some
yeah.
better picks.
I don't know how you go.
I think they definitely. I think
We
they
got
definitely.
Josh Gad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you definitely give it to Chris Pine. Give it to Chris Pine.
I think
he
Chris
deserves
Pine's
to be on
100%
there.
in here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think
Lock
so.
him
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Dylan's gonna be
This
like.
is disgusting.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
Well,
not
you know
happy with
what?
this.
You know what? Last year, when you fucking voted Eddie Redmayne from Fantastic Boring Beasts, where to find him over Ben Affleck,
Fantastic boring.
this is revenge. Like, you let him in there, and one of these fuckers is making it in. So, if I had to vote, I'd go Skywalker. I had those two, and Dylan, I think you would as well.
I want to remove both of these.
Doesn't matter. These are the 2 that's left.
Why would you? Oh man, Korg did better than both of them.
But I don't think he's better than Skywalker. No, nowhere near.
Dude.
He does not have to do. Okay, he's funny. He has good one-liners. He does not have to do any emotional acting whatsoever. The scene where he faces against Kylo Ren, he is pure badass. That shoulder shrug, everything like that. He's great. Like he comes in to return the Jedi Luke.
So here's my point of view is that
The Jedi are evil.
Oh, there it is.
hilarious. I'm a little bit salty until the supporting's over, but so my opinion is that I think I really dislike the decision they made with both of these characters storyline wise, regardless of acting, just like the characters themselves.
Okay.
So if I had to pick based on acting, I don't think Mark Hamill was that great of an actor in that movie. So I'm actually gonna vote for David Walter, even though I don't think it was good acting. I think it was better than Mark Hamill's character. So my pick is for David and Walter, unhappily, with a little bit of salt.
A little, yeah.
What do
So
you feel, Tyler?
I don't know. Ooh, it's tough. Jeez.
Jeez.
Jessica, are you
Um,
leaning anyway? Are you saying?
I'm really not sure on this one either.
boy.
Tricky. I'm trying because
Okay, let's talk it
It's
out.
not
What are you
good.
thinking?
I think I can see where you guys are coming from with the playing the android, David Walter was he out of everything in that movie, I would say he was the best part, but that I wouldn't.
It's
I don't
still like a
know.
burning
I don't know if
house
it's
there.
hard to say that that's good though. But then with Skywalker, it's also.
Because you didn't like storyline stuff for Luke, but did you not like his acting?
See, that's what I'm at too. Is I really didn't like the choices that they made with what to do with him in the movie, but I don't necessarily think it was his acting that did that.
But it wasn't his acting didn't kind of make up for the storyline issues either, which I think is something to. It made it so it was okay and it wasn't bad, but it didn't make even though there might be issues with the scripting or what they did with
But,
the
you know,
character,
let's
he
bring this
didn't
up.
make it work as well as I think some.
Mark Hamill
Other
was able to become
roles.
a meme. You
I
know?
don't know
Sacred
if that's
text.
a
It's a
good
sacred
thing.
text.
It's very true.
I'll go for
I haven't seen that
Skywalker.
movie.
Jessica's voting for Skywalker, so it's decided. Mark Hamill he's in there, yeah. Because me and Taylor vote for Skywalker. Yeah, we're. I love.
I thought you went for David Walter.
You're really gonna vote David Walter over Mark Hamill? Wow.
It's not me as a deciding factor, is it?
No.
No.
Who are you voting
Everyone's a
for?
deciding factor.
Because if you're voting for David and Walter, then it's down to Tyler.
I definitely was really impressed with David and Walter.
Mhm.
Like, I thought they were fantastic.
But
What a conversation we're having.
Wow.
David Walter versus Skywalker.
such a joke.
Who did you vote for again, Don?
You vote for David Walter.
You did?
Me and Jessica are Skywalker. Tyler's undecided, and now apparently you're
I am-
undecided as well.
I feel like I'm gonna go with Skywalker.
You,
but I'm very
you 5 minutes
curious.
ago said he was a lock, and now you're debating between.
Because it got very serious.
The tone has
I
changed.
mean, but technically he did act 2 characters. I mean, that's
He did kiss
Bender.
himself.
He did kiss him.
He did kiss himself.
But that doesn't mean he's a good actor.
I'm gonna go with Skywalker too. I think.
Okay,
Boom.
there it is.
All right, Taylor or Jessica, you want to read off our finalists for supporting actor?
We
There's been
got
some big debates.
Steve,
Steven.
otherwise known as Chris Pine.
Steve Pine, Chris Trevor.
Prof X,
Patrick Stewart.
Yondu,
Peaceful.
Young Doom.
Saw.
So confusing.
X Skywalker.
Saab is Harrison Ford.
Other than Chris Pine, that is an old ass supporting character. Well, like you look at all that.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Best old man.
So what did I have next?
I mean, Chris Pine's kind of old.
So let's do.
He's gonna use it now, according to the Geek.
Let's do best villain because that's still centered around acting, so we can move that.
Yep.
And then I think this one's pretty. We've talked about a few people already, so it's almost who we have. Because I almost want to lock these two right off the bat, but if you guys don't want to, I think Ren is a lock.
Dudes and dudettes thing.
Ren for best villain.
Kylo Ren, and I honestly.
I thought you said Ray, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And then I realized I was wrong as I was saying it. Yes, that makes sense.
It's up to you guys. I just think he's automatic lock, so I think he's easy to write. I'm just doing this quick because I know we've talked about some of these already, and I honestly do think
I would agree.
Pennywise is another lock, to be honest.
I'll
Bill
agree.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, definitely Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Skarsgård.
Yeah. Like,
I
he's
don't know if
fantastic.
I can agree with Adam Driver being an instant lock, but
Oh.
Okay.
I'll
Well, I think we can put him on
I
the
think
list.
he could be on the
Okay.
list, but I wouldn't lock him in immediately.
Okay. I'm definitely going as a contender. I'm going Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think Michael Keaton is arguably the best part of that movie. The scene that he has with Peter Parker in the car is one of maybe the
Amazing
best
scene.
scenes of the year.
Maybe.
But
I'll support that going in.
that is more scary than any time he's in that costume. And that's because Michael Keaton is a phenomenal actor and he needs to play Batman again. So, Michael
Joker
Keaton,
from Lego Batman.
that's a fair shout.
Second
Yeah,
off
put
Macus.
Mr. Keaton up there.
All these ones have gone two, right? We have backers,
Where are you
right?
from,
Because Taylor's kind of just popped them
Who's
off.
that?
Anytime you hear a name, you're just like
Lego Batman.
The Joker?
The Joker from Lego Batman.
Okay.
Zach off on that.
Sure.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Yeah.
I like to throw
Jack
out,
Black for my life.
Boyd Holbrook from Logan.
I will back that.
Boyd.
I think Logan needs
Well,
to be
hang on.
every category
Taylor,
but
again. Like, you gotta. It's no one else is back.
Well, I thought
You're
everyone
just
else was,
popping
like,
off.
on board.
The bad Daniel Pierce, I think was the name, but
Oh
Because-
yeah, Daniel. I thought you meant his real name. Like no,
No,
it's
it's
Boyd Holbrook.
Holbrook,
You just
yeah.
said it. Yeah, Daniel Pierce. Yeah.
so I think he deserves to be in there. He may not have had like a super complicated role or like a very deep role with
But
a
man, is he carrying
complex stuff, but he plays that role phenomenally, and as a villain, he makes you hate him so much, and you just want bad things to happen to him throughout that film.
I'm gonna
And
shut Kirkland's
I
list.
think,
Sorry.
I think he deserves to be on there for sure.
I'm gonna shout all of Kirkland's list because there is some strange choices on here, but just the way
Alright.
we're in. So he had Kylo Ren, so
Right.
I can definitely vote there. He had Thor, the chick. Get Out, the whole family. Spider-Man, Vulture, and then for Logan, he actually put X-24, which I'm sorry,
I was gonna say it too.
I'm not voting for clone Hugh Jackman. I think he's good, but I don't think he's best villain of the year.
No, I don't think so.
I was gonna say the mom from Get Out though, so.
I was thinking about the dad from Get Out at one point.
I was
It's
thinking
not
of
on my
brother
list
from
anymore.
I was thinking about just us white folk. Get Out. I would not vote for Get Out as best film. That's
I
for
would
me.
not either.
Me either.
Okay, so Get Out's gone. It's alright.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not having a good time with the Golden Geeks.
let's throw up, I think we should throw up Ego, Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Back.
Kurt Russell. Yeah, really fun villain to see. Kind of, I don't know, kind of different. He's kind of like he's not really the villain for the first half of the movie that he's in, but it kind of makes a turn. And I think it's really fun. So
I will not vote for it, but
I won't vote for it.
we'll see where we're at.
wow, a lot of hate.
I'm not gonna back that.
Oh, Ego!
You really, really brings them down much.
That really does bring it down though.
Yeah, it does. I also.
There was a turn, and now all
So
of my
wait,
picks.
are we throwing Daniel Pierce up there or no?
Oh, we didn't decide. I would vote for Boyd Holbrook.
I
Yeah.
put him up there, sure.
Okay, cool.
I just need to know whether I can check him off or not.
Yeah, I was gonna throw up, and here you go, Taylor. We can get some up here. I was gonna throw up Fassbender for Walter and for David. So
No.
Fassbender!
backed. Jessica, are you backing that?
Yeah, because he got voted out before, so we gotta
so
bring him
he's
back.
backed right there. So
What's that
Sassy!
for, David?
yeah, it's for David. Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you put Danny?
No,
Put
Sassy.
Danny's for the Wolverine.
I want to throw
Faz.
Woody Harrelson for War of the Planet of the Apes as the Colonel.
100%. I'll back
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You would, sir.
At this point, I'd like to throw character of Love from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely got a slot to fill because Ego. I thought he was gonna make a top 5, but no.
Yeah, seriously, poor Ego.
Um,
Popped.
is hella worth a throw because I think her character is not the greatest, but I think as she plays it well, acting.
Good acting and like the look of the character is really strong, just not written.
She fits better in like a best actress or supporting actress kind of.
She didn't even get mentioned.
No, really.
So,
I'm gonna say no because she's not someone that I would keep up there. So
Okay.
I just don't want to see what Taylor would write down for that name. So
no.
Lots of things like that.
There is so much.
I have no more villains.
Should we throw James McAvoy up again? Like, does he deserve a second nom?
No, because then I think we talked about him not being really a villain. Like there's some. I don't know.
That's true. You proved he wasn't really a villain.
I don't know if you can say he proved it.
Yeah, because he does kill innocent people.
Well, yeah.
yeah, but I wouldn't say that's the part of the character
Just
that
not the perspective of the movie.
is being nominated.
Yeah.
It's his portrayal of all the other roles that I would say made me put him in Best Actor. And
Yeah.
And the only part of him that's a villain, I would say, is like that rage crazy thing that just kills the girls.
True.
I wouldn't say that was.
Well, the guy that
best
kidnaps the
sort
girls
of role.
too is.
And the woman. And the little boy act too.
Yeah, it's kind of evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'd throw him up there. Well, unless we need another backer for a villain.
All right, but
Yeah, Taylor.
I'm not gonna back him for Best Villain.
Any backing for James McAvoy's Best Villain?
I wouldn't really call him a villain so much, no.
No, Dylan. Okay.
That's all my picks.
That's all my picks.
We're at 7.
Fucking ego.
Ego.
Oof. So we locked Pennywise, correct? That was the one I thought you would agree. And I wanted to hear why, because I think Dylan, you said you weren't gonna lock Kylo. Why? I'm still wanting to lock.
I just
Kylo.
wanted to see what else is on the list, and
Now that you've seen
this
it.
list is very confusing, so it's hard for me to follow.
Yeah.
I'm
actually having a hard time with
Michael
Can we just write like
Danny
actual names?
Joker.
So you got Joker, you got Danny from Wolverine, you got Michael Fassbender, you got Woody from Planet of the Apes, you got Love.
Woody
from,
actually makes sense. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
I would be okay to lock Kylo Ren onto the list.
Yeah.
I
Now.
want to lock him in.
Okay, he's locked.
Double
My other lock is Vulture. I think he's phenomenal in that movie.
I'll back you.
I think he goes from evil to loving dad real quick, and the great Michael Keaton is untouchable.
I don't think it's a perfect character, but I would be okay locking it for sure.
He was definitely scary.
Yeah, I'll support that. I'll lock it in.
Who's Danny?
Daniel Pierce
Wolverine.
Danny?
from Wolverine.
Boyd Orbrook. He's got the.
Yeah. No, I remember the character.
He had the
I'm
mechanical
okay to take
arm
him
and the
off.
fancy sunglasses.
Logan Hager.
So I definitely want to kick Fassbender, obviously, and I'll kick the Joker as well.
I'm not kicking Fassbender.
Those are my two kicks.
I'll follow up on the vote to kick the Joker. I will agree with that.
Yeah, I'll back that too.
I'll kick the Joker.
Really fun movie, but I just don't feel like
erase
that's-
it.
Taylor's
Taylor, you're the laziest of us all. Why did you do this?
Because I put the pen in his hand.
Because who we have left here?
I know, right? It's hard to tell. Taylor.
Ah,
Can we put
that's-
Taylor on here for best villain? Messing with my mind.
I would vote for Fassbender as a lock because I do not think that movie is good, but I think he is the only saving grace, and he is great as acting. I think David is still scary as ever. I think David, you legitimately see an evolution to that character. I think that for me, I would vote for a lock, and I just can say that over. I know the 3 that's there. I prefer it over those ones.
Everything Travis just said, I feel the opposite.
I cannot agree with that. I do think he did a good job in that movie, as I said earlier, but I have picks that I would prefer to have in the top 5.
Yeah, well, I wanted to go in there too, but you know what?
So
I'll back it.
I cannot back it.
Fassbender has made it.
Fuck, you guys suck at this.
And if you guys, I'll switch my vote to put Ego in if that means that he's gonna beat out these other 3. So.
Oof, that's a generous offer, but that comes down to Dylan because I think I would be on board.
I thought Ego would be a guaranteed pick for everyone, to be honest.
I don't know, out of all these characters, I like Woody Harrelson most as a villain. I mean, I think he was, especially because it wasn't just against the apes, but humanity itself too. In this last time, like it was phenomenal.
You know what? I will still reject the Ego offer. I'm sorry. I would throw my final weight behind Love. I think she's scary as fuck in that movie. So.
Do we gotta do the tick thing here?
I guess.
Yeah, I think we gotta.
So one me, T-Dog,
One
Love. Yeah.
One Woody.
Oh boy.
One Love, One Woody.
Tanner's
Danny,
mixtape.
mix it up.
Tanner's mixtape dropping this year.
Goodness.
I am actually gonna, I'm gonna vote for Love as well. Yeah. It's an interesting line.
So robots represent this year.
A lot of robots.
Anyone for Danny?
Were you Woody?
I'm Woody.
Well, I was beautiful outside. Not
I
mine.
want to look at.
Gotta check the list.
So Jessica, the only one you've seen on these three are Logan. So are you gonna vote for him, or are you just gonna?
I'm gonna
object
go
to
for
this
Woody.
voting?
Woody?
Oh,
I think that one
wow.
scene.
Did Kirkland have anything relevant here? Because that actually might.
I think
be
the one
fun.
scene where Caesar confronts him in his little man cave, and then there's that whole kind of conversation, and it really shows his point of view, how the Jedi are evil.
The secretary
Just,
probably seen
I
it
just think
over.
that scene, and then followed up by the scene of
Nope.
him trying to kill himself. It was
Yeah.
just a phenomenal performance. So
Oof.
I
Well,
gotta,
we can
I
maybe
gotta
kick
keep it with
Danny
Woody.
off the list
Yeah,
then.
Danny's out of here.
Get the rubble out of here.
Ooh, so what, do we do our first ever tie for this slot? Because we can't call it. Jessica hasn't seen these two. I don't think Kirkland has, and we're at an impasse here. Because I don't want to switch.
I don't want to switch either. So, come on, let's think about.
I'd
Love
be
some
down
more
to
here,
kick
you know?
Fazzy and get both of those two.
He's locked.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right
I
there.
agree with that.
You
100%.
should kick both of them and go for Ego. You guys wanted him originally.
I would actually be down for Ego as over either of these characters, or to kick Fassbender and keep the other two.
No, I
So
think
we
these
got
characters
two
better than
that
Ego.
can go for Ego.
I know, but I can have. Why should I keep Fassbender when I can have Fassbender and Love on the same list?
That's very true.
That's the other thing you're missing.
If it comes down to the only way out is Faz gets kicked, I would vote for Love to keep Faz.
This is when it gets less acting. Now we're getting into political. It's Taylor. You have to do that because they're gonna either put an Ego or they're gonna kick Fassbender out.
But there could be another option here.
What are the other options?
You can convince me.
I mean,
That's
why is it that you do not go with Woody Harrelson? Like, why do you like Love over Woody Harrelson as a villain?
Okay, do you remember that scene when Love goes into like the main police director's office and she's just like talking to her at first, and it just seems like, you know, a conversation, there's like a little bit of tension in the room, and then she just goes over and like just straight up like stabs her like various times, and then she picks up her head to use like her eye to get her into the computer, and then she just like drops her and she like smashes on the table,
and then she cries,
and then she has one tear roll down her eye that is just such a terrifying tear. That scene at the end of the movie when Ryan Gosling like bombed their car and they're like down in the water, and like, that whole scene is just like super terrifying. She is a super scary character. It's even from the first scene, like when she's just when Ryan Gosling goes to that archive and he's kind of gaining some information on, you know, who's that body in the ground. There's just something like sinister about her character, and at that point she's not a villain, but the way it develops over the course of the movie is really good. And I mean, I just watched it this week, so I feel very confident that.
And I think Woody is just good.
Don't you feel like?
I think he is good, but I think Love is better.
I'll switch over to Love.
Boom! There we go. Faz.
Boom, we did
I
it.
didn't get to fight my Woody.
Only one for the
You
good
get to
guys.
fight your Woody.
Oh boy! Watch how you say that. Okay.
That's it.
So we have 4 categories left, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into.
Hang on. You gotta write him down.
Oh.
I want to say I was gonna throw out General Hux.
He was in the back of my mind.
No. Don't even go there.
Come on.
So
Best villains.
So Penny's Bill Skarsgård.
Scar's good.
Adam Driver.
Kylo Ren, also known as Kill.
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 Taylor Field.
We've got Volt. Good old Vulture.
I actually have to look so I remember who this is.
We got Love.
Love, which is actually her name,
Yes.
surprisingly enough.
Fazzy.
It was easy
Fazzy.
enough for Taylor Wright.
Fazzy. You got
We have
Fazzy.
David.
I did put
As-
Fassbender.
as
Despicable.
Alright, you know what? You can thank Eddie Redmayne for this one, Dylan. You know what? You go watch those Golden Geeks. You bastard.
We all make mistakes.
I
okay?
mean,
We all make mistakes.
best scene of 2017 in a
Gosh.
Geek film. This is gonna be tough.
This
Well,
was
that's
an
a spoiler,
interesting
that's
one
fine.
because when I
Well,
initially
spoilers.
went over all the movies and thought about all the things, when I before narrowing it down to my top 5 for each section, I had like 12 best scenes.
I'm with you.
It
I
was
have
like-
way too many.
and I think 6 of them were Blade Runner.
I think I have this category had the most that I had, so I tried to actually pick one from the movie I like, where there's, in previous years I maybe would have been like, oh, maybe there's two from Logan. I decided to pick one to try and give love to other movies, because there's scenes in Logan and Blade Runner I could just nominate all, but there's other scenes that I love. I'm going to throw out a scene that everyone's talked about the whole year. I'm going to throw out No Man's Land, when Wonder Woman goes into the army, and this is the first time she is Wonder Woman with the costume. She's running, she's taking out the turrets, everything like that. There's a long set piece. I think that is a huge moment for not only that film, but just in general. That is a moment that, yeah, cheesy, but a lot of women talk about how they cried during that scene, because that's the first time you're really seeing a powerful moment like that for a female superhero on that capacity. And I think the scene is great from when she throws off that thing, like her robe, and Chris Pine's like, Diana, and the score just kicks in, and that score they have for Wonder Woman is phenomenal. I think that scene is bone-chilling every time.
Bone-chilling.
Yeah, so, did anyone back that?
All
Yeah,
back
I'll back
go
it.
in. Yep.
I'm gonna put in the pick that everyone has been waiting for. Tom Hiddleston from Kong Skull Island. When he throws on the gas mask, he whips out the samurai sword, and he's just fucking slicing dinosaur bats. Awful movie. One of the greatest scenes of the year. So much fun. Just wild. Was not expecting it. I love that scene.
I will say no.
I'll back it.
Oh no.
It may not be emotional, but damn, is that scene something special.
Damn, this is a tough one for me.
This is just for the nomination.
Okay,
right?
I'll back it for a contender. I'll back it for a contender just to have it on there. I think it's worth having it on there because that is one of the most hilarious scenes of all time. We use it as
It's not Loki!
I have it as a GIF saved in my phone, so I don't use it that much because it never is a big call to use it in conversations.
It doesn't really answer anything, and it's not from a good movie.
I'll throw out the burial of Professor X and yeah.
Are we doing
Yeah.
one scene per movie?
No, you can
No,
do as
you
many
can
you like.
do as
Yeah,
many
because
as
we
you
won't
want.
figure it out. Yeah.
But
We could just describe an entire movie.
So here's something, because you have the burial of Professor X, and then Kirkland has the death of Professor
Yeah,
X.
I was gonna say I back the death.
So now it's tough. I back them both, because I don't know which scene from Logan I'm gonna pick.
I wouldn't back the death.
I would not back the death either. I think
you know.
the funeral, the burial.
Well, then I'll confuse the scene
It's
more so.
leagues above.
I'll confuse the scene more so. I will throw in Logan's death, because you have the combination of him dying. You have Logan, Hugh Jackman acting his ass off. When those two lines, when he says, "Oh, this is what he feels like," and he dies, and the second she says, "Daddy," I'm gonna start crying. That is heartbreaking, and it's capped off with that whole thing of taking the cross and turning it into an X.
Yep.
That scene is one of the best scenes ever. That scene, the acting in that scene is phenomenal. So that's the Logan scene I'm throwing out.
I agree with all those things.
I'll vote for the burial and Hugh Jackman's death.
I'll vote for those two as well.
And you're voting for all the scenes.
Yeah, so all three of us are voting for all those scenes.
Great, we're gonna debate 3 Logan
Nice.
scenes. Well, that's gonna be tough.
Not dies. The funeral.
Right.
No,
I thought we were gonna have all three.
We
Yeah,
are.
just
We
put
have
them
all
all.
3. Somehow it got because
I'm not voting for the.
Kirkland.
You don't have
did
to.
them too, so then we
Ah,
had,
okay,
and then
okay.
Dylan
That's all
voted
then.
for all, and then Taylor does.
That's
So we
all
have
then, okay.
we have lots of stuff. So, I'll throw out this is the last one that Kirkland has.
it's a yeah, I guess that works.
Last one that Kirkland has, and I know me and Taylor are definitely gonna have it. The throne room scene with Snoke, Rey, and Kylo. From the moment that they get in there, Kylo chops Snoke up, and they have the back-to-back that is the greatest back-to-back in Star Wars history, because there's not that many. But it is an orgasmic scene, I could say. I'll throw that out there. Sorry, kids.
I'll allow it. I'm not a. I don't
I mean,
like
it's already
Snoke
got
at
two
all,
votes.
but
I wouldn't say the whole scene, but I'll back that general.
It's for me. It's like a 6. No, actually, no. It's like an 8. But
It's a pretty great scene. And that was
it's definitely up
Kirkland's.
there. It was on my
That was,
initial list.
that was another vote of Kirkland's as well.
On that note, I'm gonna throw up Yoda's scene. I think that
No.
is totally a tearjerker.
Why
Oh
do you
my
hate Yoda's
God,
scene?
I thought that was just so fucking terrible. Like one of the worst scenes in the movie.
Oh, that made me cry up instantly when I
Like it
realized
came
what was
on
going
and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Me and Matt were alone in the theater and I actually swore. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Why is Yoda just came back? What's wrong with
Yeah,
that?
it's just so fucking stupid. Why the fuck is Yoda back?
Because he's a Force Ghost.
They
He came
can do
back.
that.
He came back in the original trilogy.
Yeah, no, it was stupid then too.
No, it
Oh my
wasn't.
God,
Yeah,
it just
no.
died.
yikes.
No.
I wouldn't vote for it though.
I'm not gonna vote for it.
Yeah,
I'm not as
so
strongly against it as Jessica might be, but I appreciate the sentiment, I guess.
I'm gonna say the one that I'm gonna take it from you. The when Officer K finds out, I have it written in here really weirdly, but what Gosling's reaction to what he thinks is the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't vote it.
You wouldn't?
No, because I think this
Really?
scene is
You're
so
so shocked.
the scene is so small. I think that's why. I think it's literally just that it's
That's
a
fair.
GIF. It's a GIF. That's why, and I think that's why that scene I put Gosling in acting. But for me, I'm a non-back.
I thought you would have that scene for sure.
I'm sorry. I have other Blade Runner scenes, but
I also have other Blade Runner scenes.
I have a preferred Blade Runner scene,
Okay.
so I'm not gonna vote for that.
we should have just done a best scenes and then like a best Logan Blade Runner category as well. Cause we have a lot of those. I'll throw out something different. I'm gonna throw out Yondu's death. I think that's a super emotional scene. I think it does happen quickly, but I think that moment Peter Quill realizes what's happening, and when he says like I may not have been your father, but I was your daddy, and like that line could have been so cheesy and phenomenal. I'm not really including the funeral because that happens so much longer later, but I think the actual death scene is done really well. They set up perfectly in the first Guardians when you see multiple characters almost dying from freezing in space. So I would throw up Yondu's death.
I agree.
Okay.
Back.
The big agree. I'll throw out the scene from Spider-Man when it's the car scene when Tom Holland's in the back seat with his date and Michael Keaton's up front, and there's this huge tension in the theater and in the scene itself, just from I guess the characters figuring each other out, and then the date has no idea what's going on. Yeah, that's a very, very suspenseful scene.
I back it.
Yeah.
I think this for me is actually the hardest category because there's so many good ones.
There's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna say Yondu's funeral after his death.
Okay,
Michael in Cars.
Oh God.
I think that one.
What'd you say, sir?
Yondu's funeral afterwards. I think his death was great, but when the
funerals
emotions really hit me
Yeah.
and really pulled out just those tears
All the Ravagers show
was
up.
when it was just
I
a
understand that.
visually amazing one too. Just the way they kind of dissolved
Colorful
the
space
coffin
dust.
And the score, great
and the
Cat
score
Stevens,
and all the
Falcons.
characters' reactions, kind of finally letting go of him, and kind of it brings everyone together. I thought that was just phenomenal. So
I'll back it. I think you actually talked me out of my Guardian scene. So. I'm gonna go for just a quick, easy, classic one. You know, Hulk versus Thor. It was fun. These guys beat the crap out of each
I
other.
don't put that on there. I just realized.
I just because I watched it again the other night, and it's like that scene. I always say with big boss fights, they can't just be 2 minutes and done. They fight for like 7 or 8 minutes. You get to see them both be super strong. It's tons of fun from the moments of him obviously cheering we saw in the trailer, but the stuff we didn't see in the trailer of him saying like Loki, like look who's here, like, and then Loki like sinks in his chair, and then Hulk does the Loki thing and he picks up Thor, and Loki jumps up and he's like, that's what it feels like. Like I think that scene is just pure fun. No one backed it yet again.
I backed it. I thought Tom was
I'm
on
back.
board.
You get some commentary from Loki and what is Jeff Goldblum's character?
Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster. Yeah, you get some commentary from them as well.
It's my birthday!
I'm gonna throw out here Caesar's death, Planet of the Apes. I think when he was able to finally save his people and all of like the score was he reaching that pinnacle moment and
Great score.
Yeah, and then something happened in that score.
You know, it doesn't take away from the fact that his death
You know what?
was so
that
sad.
the little thing that bugs you. It's throughout like it's not like just like only for that scene though. It's throughout a bunch of the different tracks.
It's because
from the
it's
score.
because
recurring
it was
theme
in a
the
quiet
scores.
moment. I did not need wind chimes going on during Caesar's death. I'm not backing you.
I think it fit the score, but even
I'm
not that. Whatever.
Not that
I'm
sad.
backing it 100%.
You're backing
Yeah, I'm
Triple
backing.
back.
I'm
Do
backing.
it.
Yeah.
Anytime a character dies, you can put that on.
Yeah, there's a lot of deaths.
Every goon in Justice League, every one of those aliens. Yeah, let's put throw a vote down for
So
them.
when Superman dies, no.
Superman.
I'm gonna throw out the Officer K and Joy in the rain scene where they're on top of the building.
When she experiences rain for the first time.
Something like that. When she gets that like mobile thing and then he brings her outside and they just have that. It was like a really weird kind of interaction because their first kind of like very intimate, almost
very
sexual one they have, and you see like Gosling's like putting his arms kind of around her, but she's not a solid object, so it's like
That's the
It's
first time
very
she feels like a real
interesting.
person.
Yeah, and
Especially-
I thought that's like the standout for I think Joy's performance, and I think just overall the scene visually, and it's one of those scenes that really made you start thinking about all the different themes in the film itself. So I think that was one of the standout themes.
I'll agree because I love the ending of it too. How she just like is glitched out in the rain and she's just stuck there in time, and he gets a call and he just goes.
Yeah, and then he just like walks through her and.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I've already seen this movie, or else I might be interested in seeing it after this about all the good talk it's been. But I
Have you seen Blade Runner?
No, that's
you should.
It was
Have you seen the original?
fantastic. No.
You should watch both.
I was going to, and someone told me not to. They said it was terrible. They said the second one was good, but don't bother watching.
Both
the first
movies are two of the
I
greatest
think
films
to
of all time.
enjoy the second one to its best, you have to watch the first one.
Yes, I agree.
Taylor, are you back in the rain scene?
It was good, but I won't back up.
Me either.
Wow.
Okay. I can throw out
Wow.
the last scene in Get Out where the car is driving up and you think that it's going to be the cops and he's going to be arrested, and then it turns out to be his friend. Like, I just felt like so pissed off at that end after everything that happened, and then, I don't know, I thought it ended up being a good twist.
Sorry, what movie?
What?
Get
Out. He gets saved by his friend.
Yeah.
When you like think it's going to be a cop and he's going to get just like arrested for beating up all these white people.
Also killing them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, kind
He
of.
did kill some of the white people.
Yeah.
You can't say he didn't.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying they don't matter as much because they're already dead.
I won't back it because when he asks how he found him, he just says he's motherfucking TSA.
I'm not gonna back it.
TSA, dude. Legendary stuff.
I'm not
Do you know
gonna
they
back
had an
up.
alternate ending?
They
They
did,
did.
where he goes
I
to
never
prison.
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't go with that ending.
Yeah.
I just found it out the other day.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it
It's a
yet,
fun
but
fact.
I'm going to.
The well house and when they figure out all these wells are going to this one house, and it's the second they go in the house, it's Bill and Richie, and they go in there, they're just looking for it, and you just get that moment where Richie sees himself on the missing poster, and he's like, why am I there? Like, he didn't really believe it yet. You have that moment where they go up there, they get locked in the room. Why am I forget? It has a Y. Why am I forgetting the kid who? Oh my.
You just remind me too. I totally forgot to throw out Finn Wolfhard for best supporting. That makes
Yeah,
me
I thought
sad.
about two. Oh.
I don't know where you're going. I'm sorry. I want to help you out, but
I forgot they.
I know the scene, but I'm not gonna back it.
Okay, I just think the scene is like a fun carnival ride. That's when it is going. Oh my, fucking Eddie. After Eddie falls and he breaks his arm, there's that scene where it is in the fridge. He comes out and he unfolds out, and then he grabs his arm and he's like kidding about eating, and he's like,
If that's part of the scene, that I'm gonna.
That's what
I'm
it
going
is.
back.
And then like the kids come in, he slashes Ben's stomach and everything like that. They put the fire hose through his face and everything, and he's just like messing with them. There's that scene where it's like they go to these doors and the doors say scary, very scary, not scary at all, and they open up and their girl they knew is like ripped to shreds and she's screaming. Like, it feels like an amusement park, and I think it's the best, and the score in that moment is amazing. There's one moment that I love that it's complete silent, a door opens and it's just like, and then you see it like he moves with the music, and I think it's Bill Skarsgård's best scene next to the dancing scene.
Yeah, I definitely.
Soul.
I
Also,
I want to
Refrigerator
show
Park.
the one where the scene from It where they're all in the garage and they're using the projector.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that film, it may not have been for me. The reason why I love it is because that was probably one of the scariest scenes I've ever seen in general, and I felt claustrophobic in the theater. Like, I was trapped in there, and then seeing, because initially like it's scary seeing like the slides keep going, and then when he comes out of the projector
And he's huge.
and he's just fucking, oh my god, that is a
I
terrifying scene, absolutely just crazy. So I'm definitely
Michael Fassbender kissing himself.
nope.
I've given him my vote already.
That's fine.
I'm glad you threw it out there.
It's something I've been waiting for since I knew who Michael Fassbender was. So
I'm gonna throw
fuck you all. I'm out of here.
I'm gonna throw out the Blade Runner sex scene when Ryan Gosling has a prostitute over his house, and then
Oh, nice.
oh nice.
Not a hooker.
And then Joy and that the hooker like kind of
Oh,
join.
now she's a hooker.
I don't care, dude. It's the same thing.
I'm
It means the exact
fine,
same
yeah.
thing. They kind of join into one, and the way the soundtrack is in that scene, it's a super strange scene. It feels like really awkward to watch. Like you just feel weird, and it makes I don't know, it kind of makes you think.
And you were beside your parents when you watched that.
I was beside my parents too, so.
Yeah, I would back it. I would back it.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'll back it.
Okay, so Blade Runner sex scene. I don't think there's been gonna be many sex scenes on the Golden Geeks. This is my last one because I have a lot of others, but I'm just throwing them out because like I had Georgie's death, but I'm not gonna throw that in there. Fast, better kissing.
Georgie's death.
It's a great scene.
Fuck.
I don't know.
The opening scene, I
Yeah,
thought it was good.
the opening scene.
Sorry?
Georgie's death, I wasn't gonna throw it out, but now Jessica's saying that I should throw it out, but. I think it sets the stage for what you're gonna get. Like, now I'm talking myself into it because the second Georgie's arm, like Bill Skarsgård is great in that scene. He's so good at being like really creepy, but then it's just like, oh, and there's popcorn down there, and
Did you smell it?
there's nothing more frightening to me in that movie actually when Bill Skarsgård is going pop 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 like, and his bells are like jingling and everything. And when you see him get bit, okay, that's scary. But then when you see Georgie crawling away with no arm and blood, that sets the stage for like, oh man, we're in for a fucking ride with this movie. Because they easily could have cut to black and not shown any of that. And
Yeah, I'll support
maybe
that.
I'll put it back up there as a scene.
Running out of room.
I know it's not gonna get in there, but I'm gonna throw it in.
Are
anyways.
we doing that one you
Is
just
that
said?
going on?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
read it already, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's 3 votes for
It George.
That's Garage.
No, that's
Yeah,
Garage.
It George.
George death.
Opening
And then
George death.
Georgie. Georgie. Yeah, that was it.
Georgie die. Nice.
And then I got my last Blade Runner scene. It's when Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford have their shoot off in like this weird casino
Yeah,
that is like
that's
projections of
glitching out.
Elvis.
That's
It's
what I was
glitching
just
out.
gonna say.
It's scary. It's cool. Great song choice. Elvis is the king for a reason, And I think it's intense, and then it ends just with like, oh, you want to get a drink? It's just like,
Yeah.
and Harrison Ford delivers that line like only Harrison Ford can, and then I think it's a really intense scene.
I agree. 100%. I have one more to throw out.
Oh fuck!
It's a scene from a movie we actually haven't mentioned yet, but there's a character and he's sneaking around. He's trying to do some sleuth work.
Sandy
He
Wexler.
has his baseball bat and this fucking raccoon.
Yes.
This raccoon jumps out of
Yes.
nowhere. Sandy Wexler in a pinch takes his baseball bat, swings, and just explodes this raccoon. This raccoon didn't just get hit. It literally exploded into a red cloud of blood. Amazing scene, Sandy Wexler.
I vote for that to be locked in. Fucking favorite
You see
scene.
Sandy Wexler?
I didn't enjoy it, but I watched
Wow.
it. I found it boring.
I won't.
Seen it.
I won't back it because we already have so many fucking scenes on there.
Oh, you're not gonna back that? That was like the best scene.
It is, but it's the best scene is because it's comedic, but it's just like so outrageous. Like I really enjoy it, but there's scenes so many that I've been.
It's just you'll never see that scene in your
Yeah, I
entire
mean,
life.
like-
Look how many characters died, We have like 12 deaths.
Well, this is another death scene. It's a raccoon.
You're right. I'm wrong. I forfeit.
You know what? These are all like, we don't want to have like 6 it scenes. I think that Sandy Wexler raccoon scene should
Yeah,
be
but we
on
have a
there.
bunch of other ones on there from like.
I wanted to shout it out. I didn't actually think I'd give
No,
it.
I think you're
I
right.
think that scene should hold.
Any other scenes that we?
I want to shout out. It might get shot down, but I just want to make it known. The fight scene between Kay and Love by the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a
it's
great scene.
That's really
So
good.
I think that deserves to be on
I
there.
feel like last year I really gotta listen to last year's episode and hear what we nominated because I feel like it was really easy best scenes of the year. Like it was just like it was a Darth Vader scene, there was an airport scene, then the rest were like, oh yeah, we have some alright ones. But this year was stacked, ladies and gentlemen.
Water fight. Thanks.
Okay.
Taylor, what do you got? You haven't
yes.
mentioned any yet.
I have one, and I know it's not gonna get out there, but I have to shout it out. So like, there's only been 3 movies this past year that have actually made me cry. One of them was Planet of the Apes, one of them was Star Wars, and the other one was Transformers. Only because getting to grow with these characters, and when Optimus Prime is legit gonna kill Bumblebee, and I think he's gonna kill Bumblebee, and Bumblebee hasn't talked.
They showed
throughout
that in
all
the
these
trailer.
Hear me out. When Bumblebee hasn't
You're right.
legit talked throughout all of these movies, and finally, I guess he repaired himself, but he manages to spit out the words
Plot
right
hole.
before the sword's about to go into his throat. He says, "Optimus Prime, I would lay down my life for you," and I just started
He hadn't
bawling.
spoken in years and he said
He
that.
managed to
That's what I call a
speak that.
plot hole, Taylor.
It was just so deep that it hit me so hard. The first thing that he says is that, and then Optimus Prime snaps. out
That's
his
definitely a
pants.
long con where you have a character not speak for various movies just to say something in his
I
death.
don't think they planned that.
But he didn't. He doesn't die. It saves
Wow,
him.
whoa,
It's just. I know it won't get on here, but
watch that.
forever that's.
He even on purpose tried to leave an open space for it on the board to hope that.
Well, that was for more Blade Runner scenes.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you meant this big hole right.
Oh,
now.
that's for it. For
Okay.
it scenes.
Well, I have nothing else, but this is.
Yeah.
This is a
Like, I'm
fucking
all
disaster.
Oh my god.
This disaster.
I
Okay.
think we need to kind of go through it and just kind of start picking away at.
Let's-
take
you
some
wanna
off.
compare
I don't think we should
movies,
lock
or-
any in right now. I don't think
No,
that's
I
good.
can't lock it. I really like the scene, but Loki's gas mask has to go. It's a geek first.
I actually, Taylor, put that fucking eraser down, okay? I think if you look at our list here, we have some that are because they're scary. We have some because they're very emotional scenes. A lot of deaths, a lot of funerals. But I think we should have one for just being so outrageous, so ridiculous, something that
Hulk versus
you've never
Thor.
seen before, something you'll never see again. I love that scene. I actually was gonna say I want to lock that scene in because it's just so special. I love that scene.
I just like that we went from
because you shot down Sandy Wexler. I think we deserve a ridiculous pick. I think that I don't know.
I appreciate the heart
worthy
though.
of being here.
I really do appreciate all the heart,
you
but
lock
I
that
can
in?
I have
You know,
to vote to
look
take
at Blade,
it.
stupid Blade Runners, like 7 Blade Runners, like 100 It. Only one for Kong Skull Island, folks.
Yeah, because
So-
it's not very good.
It's not an argument at all.
Taylor, would you
No.
lock that in?
It's a terrible argument.
A lot. Well,
We don't have to walk in. I don't think it should
But
go
would-
yet.
I'm asking Taylor.
I would not remove it right now.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Okay, well we're not removing that.
So should we take?
How do
Should we narrow it down by Should we pick one for a movie? Should we just have?
I think so. I think one for a movie.
I think that's fair.
Even though it's not fair.
I don't think I can do that.
But that's it's.
Well, I think we should kick out some of them then.
It's not fair, but it might be the only way we narrow some down because.
Well, why don't we look at deaths first? I go through all the deaths.
Well,
So I got all the
I
deaths.
think
I don't think that's.
I think
fair
it's
way to
easy
do
to do
it.
it movies.
So I start with Blade Runner and just go through the Blade Runner scenes.
Well,
I don't want to do
I
it like
can't.
that.
I can't speak on anything that's related to Blade Runner, and that's quite a lot of them. So.
Or there's It too, because there's a lot of It scenes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there's
I
a lot
can
of
speak
Logan.
on
There's
those.
4 Logan scenes, or there's 3. I guess Logan we have to decide to which one, because I know a Logan will make it on there, but which one is the question?
I think I'll vote to take off Professor X dies.
Me too.
I vote to keep that one.
I'm not backing that up.
I don't feel super strongly to take off any of those ones.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna vote to lock, even though it's really early, the Throne Room Blitz as it is so written.
I would as well, because I have that, and then
I would.
I'm actually-
I would vote
Kirkland
against
has that as a vote as well.
Okay.
I will
well,
vote against it.
I will vote against it as well. But
We
I
got
guess it's all
4.
It's better than
right.
6.
Star.
We have to do this. It's gonna be tough, but we have to. Like, is there anyone that's? I'm fine with taking Planet of the Apes, Caesar dying. I don't think it is the quality of these ones. I think it's good, but I think I don't know. Maybe.
I'll vote to take it off
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I was waiting for Caesar to die, and when it happened, it didn't have the impact on me. I didn't cry, and I was wanting to cry.
Michael in Cars. I feel like that's a
Wait,
really
explain
good
that scene to me again.
He's in the car and he pulls the gun out and puts it.
No,
next to Peter Parker.
you skipped the best part. So
skipped
what
the
happened
whole-
is, so
Oh,
it
yeah.
starts when Peter
Right,
goes,
no, I
yeah.
forgot the scene.
He
that
sees
episode.
Vulture, and then they get in the car, and then
Yeah, no,
Liz Allen is talking about
I know.
you
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, he remembered.
Yeah, I got the scene. I just didn't know what Michael and Cars meant. The title.
I don't blame you at
needed-
all.
I need to know what the title was.
I would like to put that one in because I'm on the same level of I think a lot of the Blade Runner scenes, the Star Wars scene, and a lot of the other ones are just really cool scenes. For me, the Logan one and the Michael and Cars, whatever one from Logan, those are really just pure actors delivering great performances. Where the rest, there's great scenery, great shot. I'm not saying that shouldn't up it. I'm just saying
I'm down to vote Michael in Cars.
I like to have some acting in there. It's an intense scene. It's one of the better, it's in the MCU. I don't know if there's that many intense scenes. There's some great action scenes.
Well, not with a great villain, right?
Well, that too, and that's the other thing. It's a great villain, and it's just such a good reveal.
I'll vote him in. You're in?
I'm in.
You're in, Dylan?
Alright.
He's in.
So we're down.
I
would like to.
what were you gonna say?
I'm gonna say I'd like to vote out Yondu dies.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I will.
I'm
Favorite
with that.
funeral?
Yeah.
I could agree.
Picking between those two, I definitely
Nope.
would say Funeral.
I agree. You talked me out of it.
I actually, I don't know what you guys will think of this, but I'm down to get rid of the Hulk versus Thor fight scene. I think there's better scenes. I think there's scenes that are more emotional. I don't think it was my favorite fight scene of the year. You know.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's bad, but I remember watching it and maybe expecting a little bit more. Not to say that it's bad, but I think it could be gone from the list.
I really enjoyed it.
Anyone else? We need one more. Going once.
Tyler doesn't want to vote out.
Going twice.
What are we voting out?
I'm not going to vote it out
I
right now.
haven't seen it, so I'll vote it out.
There we go.
A little fraudulent.
Get involved.
Alright.
How about some it scenes here? You know,
We do have a lot of it.
We do.
going on. We have
There's
3 scenes from it.
refrigerator park, Georgie dies, and then the
I
garage.
don't know why you say refrigerator park.
Because you're like it's like a theme park, and then he's in the refrigerator.
I want to vote. I think that's my favorite, Refrigerator Park. I think I'd go with that one.
I'd vote to get rid of the garage as of right now.
I guess I'm just going for my favorite refrigerator park. I nominated, so it's not a big surprise. But
Well, they both tackle different things. Like the
I
refrigerator
think-
park wasn't just like
I would say
suspense.
Refrigerator Park.
This was scary.
I'd say it's a more impressive scene, so I'm going to go with the Refrigerator Park. I think the garage flicks is a wonderful scene, and it's absolutely terrifying, but in terms of just overall impressiveness of the scene...
I mean, we don't have to kick the other ones off, but I think Refrigerator
Yeah.
Park could be involved.
I think Refrigerator Park is... I'd vote to lock it in.
I'd lock it in.
Lock it.
Lock, yeah.
Lock
So
it
we
up.
have 3 locks now?
Yeah.
Why are you doing a star and why are you doing
Because
check marks?
the check, I'm not doing check marks anymore. There was too much text. So the check marks.
There
were
is
funny.
one check mark on the screen.
Or
That's
get
why I
rid of
put-
the check mark
that's why-
then.
That's why I put the star there.
Put
I
the star on
want
that side. Have some consistency to
I
it.
wanna
There's too
lock-
much text here.
I don't see any there anymore.
Wow, Tyler's.
to. Yeah. I'm throwing my advice completely out. I want to lock a Logan scene, and I want it to be my scene. But
Which one?
We'll see. The funeral. I want Logan's death and the funeral. From the moment he gets impaled in that tree, he's crying. Laura's crying. He's monologuing, and it ends with that cross into the X, and that is like symbolism at its finest. So that's.
I'll agree with Travis. I'd pick that one.
For me, it's really tough between his funeral and Professor X's funeral.
Mhm.
They're both amazing for different reasons.
Yeah. Professor X, I cried. Logan's death, I snot cried. That's why I gave it the bit of the
The
edge.
big snot.
I was like crying like I lost a
But
family
like
member.
when Logan's like, it wasn't me.
That's heartbreaking, but for me it's more heartbreaking that he's holding his daughter's hand while he's dying right in front of her, and they've known each other for like a week, and he's
Yeah,
finally.
that's why it's not that.
It is for him because he was finally making a connection with her, and then he loses her. He has to lose her, like he goes back to save her because he realizes that he can try to be a good father, like Xavier told him to, but then it's too late because he has to sacrifice himself for his daughter. In order for his daughter to have a life, he has to die, and that is the ultimate sacrifice a father could make. Mm. Taylor, oh yeah, you're not a fan of Logan, so you're gonna give me no help here.
Honestly, but I do have good input. I feel like on their deaths. I mean,
On their
between
deaths?
Professor Xavier and Logan, I would definitely go with the Logan death and funeral. I think that had much more of a climactic and like sensitive moment than Professor Xavier's death ever did. Granted, Professor.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with the Logan funeral.
Okay.
Right, actually.
Do it.
It's locked.
Let's
now-
erase the other ones to give us some.
So does that mean then Professor X?
Yeah,
I think we get rid of
I
them.
think
and then
we
they
get
stay
rid
with
of
the
those.
It one too.
I
So
think
we're down to one Blade Runner
What
scene.
I love about the Professor X one is more Hugh Jackman's acting than the scene itself. So
Fair enough.
I think in terms of scenes, the funeral is much better.
And is
Yeah,
the
you
Professor
can
X?
get rid of it.
This is.
I think we
going
can vote to take off that one because there are some of the other ones that I really want on.
So yeah, for me it has to be a Blade Runner scene, and that's where for you
I would pick a Blade Runner scene definitely over.
Loki's gas mask.
Oh, Yondu's funeral though.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
Yondu's
I
funeral
think-
was my
oh,
vote.
So we're really at 4. We have one more to
This is
go.
a tough one.
This is really tough.
I'm gonna say vote out Robot Sexy Ryan.
Okay.
What is that again?
It's
sex
the
scene.
prostitute sex scene.
Okay.
The hooker
So we never
sex.
voted the rain scene in the rain. I guess.
Surprisingly,
No, we
not.
didn't. We
Okay.
shot it. Me and
Fair
Taylor shot it.
Yeah, I prefer the Gunslinger Casino over that one.
Gunslinger Casino.
I'm in that. Yeah, no hookers.
I'd also vote out the K plus Love water fights.
God.
I just want everyone to know exactly what Taylor wrote.
I love that.
So we have, like,
Tyler is visibly upset about Taylor's writing.
It is terrible.
I want to keep that one in there. There's something about that scene that is
Wonder
so
Woman scene.
over.
Yeah.
That there's something about that scene that's
that.
very overwhelming because it's so dark and it's just like the ocean, the tide is just popping in and out, and Harrison Ford is like trying to reach for air.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it
And they're
easier for
fighting
myself.
each other,
I'm
and-
making it easier for myself. You can't talk me out of anything. I can't believe I'm giving my vote to Wonder Woman's No Man Land scene.
Are we doing the ticks here?
I want to.
Well, I guess you could too, but that is
Let's
my.
see.
I looked at it. I just forgot that scene to me just stands out. I love.
Is there any consideration that the throne room gets the kick? Because I actually don't
Not for me.
think that deserves to be one of the 5 over these other scenes that we have here.
No, that was.
I don't
absolutely
think it-
perfect.
Not for me, and Kirkland has that
either.
as well.
Kirkland has it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That sucks.
that does suck.
Do you guys want to do ticks and just?
I'm
narrow it
gonna
down?
say.
Are we getting
hold on.
rid of these?
Get rid of the it ones. Get rid of the
I'm
its.
down to get rid of
I
it.
think we can get rid of the 2 hits. So,
And you know what?
I
We can
think
get rid of Loki. It's.
Dylan's accepted.
Yeah,
You know.
get rid of Loki.
This is the only category that maybe next year we could make. If it's another year like this, we could make 10 nominations. I feel.
Or even
That's
just
a lot.
split it into.
It
We could
wouldn't have been a
split
lot
into-
this year. Like we would have got Giannis funeral,
Yeah.
Wonder
But
Woman.
10 is a lot anyways,
That's a lot.
because then we have to narrow those 10 down anyways.
And then if
so.
it's a shitty year, it's kind of tough.
I'll give Wonder Woman my vote.
I
too.
think if there's enough, we can kind of split into like best emotional scenes, best sort of
That's
overall
what I
scene,
think
something,
is-
something like that. Best
Yeah.
fight scene. I think best fight scene would be a really good one.
I actually my pick here might be a bit surprising. I'm gonna go with the Yondu's funeral. I'm gonna go with the
Okay.
Yondu's funeral.
I think
Oh, this
let's
is tough.
let's
Because
make the little marks.
and my
'cause
reason-
at least one of these is gonna have.
My reason is because I did watch Blade Runner earlier this week, and while that is still like probably my favorite movie of last year, I was watching it and like obviously there's amazing scene after amazing scene, but I feel like it's more about the cohesive package as opposed to any particular scene that stands out as being the best scene of the movie. Just because like look at even the 2 on the board and then the other 2 that we suggested for Blade Runner, like they're all very different and they hit different aspects. So I know it sounds weird to just completely negate Blade Runner altogether, but that is why I'm gonna go with Yondu's funeral.
I'm also on the Yondu's funeral board.
2-2.
Tyler.
So Tyler's the deciding
He's
factor.
gonna go for.
Or he could pick Blade
That's in
Runner.
the casino.
I'm gonna vote to take out the 2 those ones up there.
Really?
Blade Runners.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, there are the.
And
Oh,
we're
it doesn't really
for, we're
matter
for
because
sure
I
on
would vote.
Michael and Cars.
I love that scene. That scene is absolutely
Are you
fantastic.
having
Yeah.
second?
Honestly,
I would say
I'd
that's-
probably do a Blade Runner scene over that, to be honest.
I think I would too, but
I'd probably do a Blade Runner scene over the refrigerator part, but I think that scene is still worthy of.
I think the refrigerator. I think that one needs to stay, but that's just me.
I would. No,
I-
I don't know.
I would vote to
You
kick
could-
Michael and Cars for Blade Runner.
Yeah, kick it.
Yeah.
I'm
do
so
Blade
on the
Runner over.
fence.
I don't think I could kick it. I think out of all so many of like these Marvel superhero movies, I think that was one that really hit depths, especially for again, it was another one of those moments for Superman or
It
Spider-Man.
was a really
sorry.
good scene.
Yeah,
This
I'll
is
keep
this
it.
is tricky.
This is.
I'll throw my vote to Yondu's funeral.
Okay.
And we'll
you
just
think
close it
so?
out right there.
Oh, Wonder Woman! Oh my god!
I love that scene. That's my favorite scene from the film, and it's absolutely wonderful. But
It's no Yondu's funeral.
it's no Yondu's
You
I-
funeral.
fucking DC haters.
I would be willing to switch from Michael and Cars to Wonder Woman, but I'm not switching Michael and Cars to.
I would
Runner.
switch-
I would not be ready for that.
I would switch Michael and Cars to Wonder Woman.
I, would
think
not.
it's much more of a powerful scene, but
I don't know, because Wonder Woman just has that badass moment with the score.
it's
and
not
everything.
bad. It is the score, but it is the emotion of it. Is this like they make a big
She
deal about
finally
no
gets
man
it
can go
all.
step up there.
Yeah,
and
but-
she delivers that like I am no man, and she gets up there.
Yeah, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but with Michael
I'll
and
kick
Cars,
the throne room blitz for Wonder Woman.
I'll kick through.
We're all trying to keep. I won't.
Michael and Cars, just you could feel that depth and that
You could, yeah.
seriousness in the theater. Literally,
But that is
as
an
Peter
important scene
Parker.
for Wonder Woman. That saved the DCEU for 3 months.
Well,
I think
you
it's
can,
good
you
because
can kick the
everyone's.
throne room for it.
I think
that's your
everyone's
decision.
a little bit unhappy with this. It's a good,
Oh,
it's a good
yeah.
middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, so no,
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
So
Good scenes this year. Way to go, movies.
Yeah.
Logan's funeral.
Most movies, I won't say all movies.
Even Comic Skull Island and Sandy Wexler can be in
Yeah.
contention.
Sandy Wexler should have been on here, okay? That fucking
Logan's-
wrestler.
I would kick
Oh, the
all
throne
of these
room.
movies just for Sandy Wexler. Such a good scene.
But then we would only have one.
If anyone hasn't seen that movie, which you don't need to see that movie, but Google Sandy Wexler raccoon. I don't actually know if that popped up on YouTube.
What's like the movie?
Peter
what is
Parker
that
in a
movie?
car.
It's just an Adam Sandler, like not that good movie.
Yeah.
But the raccoon.
But that one scene is
Was it
spectacular.
on Netflix and fail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense as well.
You should watch it. It's not bad.
You don't need to watch the whole movie. Just Google
There's
that
another really
scene.
good scene
I
with
need to watch the whole movie.
a guy
Does he
who's
have
like
all the scenes
bedridden
right
for
now?
like.
He's got him.
What is that scene again? What happens exactly?
He's like in a coma.
Paper is back.
And the wife is like,
Trying to seduce Adam Sandler in a bed, and then when they look over, the guy's in the coma. Like, ugh.
yeah.
We're on best score.
What's after best score?
Best score is worst film, and then most anticipated.
Those ones should be pretty easy, I would think. Best
Yeah.
score?
I'll start off Blade Runner 2049.
Yep.
100%?
This one for me is easy because I think I legitimately have.
I had 4, and then I threw
Okay.
one more in just because you guys were right.
I had Dunkirk and Baby Driver, but those are not eligible.
Give
Bye.
it some shout out because didn't get any love for the scene. That show Wonder Woman, you know, that score is a big part of why that scene is. Yeah, that you got the theme.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I
It's a
recognize
good thing because Taylor was already writing it.
I'll throw
I'm all for
down Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I 100% too. I don't know why Dylan took those shots earlier. That is one
I
of the
don't
best
really remember
Marvels-
it, to be honest with
You loved it in the
It's-
review.
it was
I just
like-
listened to her review
It's
again.
very
so I-
similar
Maybe I did.
to
I don't remember it right
Stranger
now.
Things.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's 80 cents. It's awesome. Watch Thor Ragnarok again before.
I'll listen to the score.
But I'm back in Thor. Taylor's not back in Thor.
Apparently at the time I liked it, so.
So, are you backing it or no?
Sure.
Dylan's backed
Fine.
it. He's retroactive.
I'm gonna throw down Apes as well.
Apes.
Apes
Yeah.
had a really
Yep.
solid
Yeah,
score.
despite one.
I put one hand up for that.
Despite one chime.
But the chime was in multiple songs.
One chime can ruin a song. I'm going. Oh, go on.
Go for it.
It. Because I think that.
Mr. It?
Yeah, the It is the It. But it's just. It's very scary.
Yep,
and
I'll back that.
Like I said, it's a scene for everyone to watch. Watch the house scene when Pennywise turns and they make his head move with the music, and it's phenomenal. And you just get this sense of dread all the time with that music. And they do a good job when the kids are around. It's really upbeat and nice and like family oriented like score. So yeah.
I'll throw out Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Awesome Mix Volume 2. I'm a bigger fan of that one than the first movie. Upon
I guess
our
that
thought-
counts, but that's
you
not a
got-
score.
What's that?
I guess well, I'll count it, but technically it's not a score. It's a soundtrack, really.
Well, I think that's part of the movie, though, right?
Okay.
That's part of like the characters.
I'm backing
It's part
you,
of the
don't worry.
character Peter Quill. Yeah, I mean you got some ELO, you got some George Harrison, Fleetwood Mac.
Yellow.
There's a lot of really good music.
Don't forget Electric Light Orchestra.
ELO.
One of my. Oh, that's. I'm so tired.
Nerd.
I'm so tired. We're going almost 3 hours this cast.
Yeah.
This is a long
Oh
one.
wow.
Do we have any other?
I'm happy with
Last
that.
Last Jedi. Yeah.
I will not back that.
Really, it was an awesome.
I would
mix
let
of
it be on the
old
list,
and
but I'm
new.
definitely not going to vote for it.
Really?
Yeah, then don't put it up then.
Damn.
Okay.
All right, that's
think
all.
that's everything.
So we just gotta take.
I do want to throw a big shout out to Dunkirk and Baby Driver for
Yeah.
Dunkirk for sure.
Nathan
but-
Dunkirk 100% if
Yeah.
they.
I
was a
can't
Geek Film.
bring myself to nominate it. So I guess everyone vote for who they'd eliminate.
I think
I eliminate Guardians as well.
we're voting on eliminations.
Yeah, because we only
Okay.
have one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy Volunteer, so you can put one tick beside that.
And you put 2 more beside that because me and Taylor did that as well.
Oh, so it's gone then.
Gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye. Later,
Well,
nerd.
that was an easy one.
Yeah. So there you go. Taylor, you want to read off those?
We got Blade Runner,
The Bee Runner.
followed by
Mr. Brunner.
WW, the Wonder Woman. Then Thor Rag,
Apes.
Apes,
Oops.
and IT.
Good. Okay. And now we're on to worst film of the year.
That was, I think, the
Power
fastest one that we've ever
Rangers.
done.
You think Power Rangers is the worst film
No
of the year?
way.
No way. That was a fine movie.
Honestly, like out of the films we watched, there wasn't a lot of bad ones, but the
did-
bad ones
there was
were
some bad
really
ones.
bad.
Jigsaw.
You did. Yeah, you have not.
Although
had the
I
pleasure of seeing
also
I
Jigsaw.
started
watch
Jigsaw.
them.
I
They're-
didn't finish it.
I personally didn't watch a lot of bad movies this year.
Jigsaw is going up there 100%.
Jigsaw.
I'm not saying that's my worst movie of the year, but Jigsaw for sure is backed by 4. Taylor, is that your least favorite film of all time, you think? Jigsaw? Oh,
Jigsaw.
yeah, Jigsaw sucks.
I'm gonna say throw Ghost in the Shell up there.
Throw it out.
Oh,
Please
Ghost
throw
in
it
the Shell.
out.
I've not seen it, but I can
Get it
watch
up there.
You haven't seen it?
No, well, why? Why would I? Everyone says terrible things about it. But it's not. No, I didn't enjoy it, and it's not even terrible things like, oh, this is a fun watch. It just sounds like, oh, it's boring.
No,
and
it's
not
not
Have
bad.
you
Don't
seen it?
watch it.
Oh yeah, we did the review.
You're very lucky that you didn't see it.
I'm throwing up. I'm spoiling my vote if it gets up there. The most awful movie of the year for me, Pirates of the Caribbean 5. That thing is fucking big.
Oh,
alright?
shit, I didn't
Tyler's
know
gonna
my
bag
list.
on that because me and
100%.
Tyler hate watched that 100% when we were in the theaters. I'm throwing that up. Dylan's not gonna support me on.
I'll support it. It can go there.
I thought you weren't gonna.
It's not my least favorite movie, but it's definitely in the bottom echelon. So
Yeah.
I'll throw Death Note.
No, I was gonna Death Note for
Yeah,
sure.
bad
Death Note
God.
is fucking awful.
rip anime.
That one.
Yeah.
Death Note Ghost in the Shell. Great year for North American.
While you have the marker in your hand, you know you can put Cult of Chucky on there.
Cult
as well.
Chucky is definitely on my list.
Wow.
Oh god, is there a third one backing that up?
Oh yeah, I guess we're kind of just Is there? We might
Have you seen it,
third.
Jessica?
I haven't seen
Matt
it
watched
either.
it while I did homework, so not really.
Okay.
I have not
You're
seen
not gonna
it.
back
really
it
bad.
either?
No, I got a kick out of it. I am gonna throw up the City of a Thousand Planets.
I can't support
I
I
did
haven't
not
seen
see
it.
it.
That's the problem because lots of these we don't see, and then because we tell each other.
The Mummy, you could put up there.
Yeah,
I
can't
didn't see
support.
We need 5, so I think you should
I'll-
vote something.
Power Rangers.
Kong Skull Island I'll throw up there.
Totally not.
No way.
I know I have one that I think.
I'll
will-
allow Kong Skull Island to go up on. I think it deserves to be a contendee for worst film.
No, but Mummy and Kong. I mean, Mummy would definitely be up there before Kong would.
Hang on, let me end
Maybe
this.
for
Let
you.
me get a fifth one up. Alien Covenant for sure is
Yep,
going
Yep,
up there.
I'll know that.
100%.
Alien Covenant is a
100%.
god awful movie, except for Fazzy.
Good old Fazzy.
I would allow Power Rangers to be on the list.
Thank you.
I will
No,
not allow
I just watched it the
I
other
will not
day.
allow
It
it.
still holds true.
We might
No,
just
it
get
does
5 by
not.
default. We might not be able to agree on it anymore. That might be how it goes.
So
'Cause I
did you
can't.
three
Yeah,
vote for
like the rest
Rangers?
of my bad ones are like ones that aren't that bad. Just to
Yeah.
make it 5, but we've already got 5. So.
Did you agree, Tyler, for Power Rangers to go up here?
No, he didn't.
Were you,
Nope.
you're against it?
No,
Okay.
no
Blue
way.
Ranger was great in that movie.
It's a great film.
God.
As far as bad films go, but
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Do we have anything else we're gonna try to? Anyone's gonna
Oh,
pitch?
Mother.
No, I can't vote. No.
He loves it too much.
He hates it.
I love hate it.
It's a big love hate.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but
No.
those were the films.
I got nothing.
I'm pretty happy with it when I look at it overall. I think that's a good,
That's a good list of
that's a
bad
good
movies.
list of bad
Those
movies.
are some bad movies
you know.
that
so
were
we're-
bad for everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're set.
I will list off. I guess Kirkland had some. Some of them are very random. He had Death Note and Ghost in the Shell.
Mhm.
The Circle. He hates that movie. The
He
Emma
does.
Watson time.
Big
He, he rants about that all the time. All Eyes on Me, the Tupac movie. Yeah, I've heard bad things. I want to see it's on Netflix. And then Baywatch, which I can attest is a god awful, not a good movie.
I wouldn't say Baywatch is a geeky film though.
No, it's not. His very very.
What about Justice League? I
Highly
didn't see it,
questionable.
but I'll ask you guys.
It's not enough for worse, I think.
It's not as
It
bad
was
as
like
this movie.
my extra if we absolutely needed a fifth.
Yeah,
and it-
if we had a
and
meh
nothing
film
else.
of the year category, that wins it by a landslide. That's the most meh film you've ever gonna see in your
Meh.
life. Like there's all right and there's bad stuff. So is that it? That's the 5.
That's a 5.
Okay.
Okay. Jigsaw definitely sucks. Ghost.
Shells.
Ghost Shells.
Okay.
I'm proud to say that I haven't seen the majority of these.
Pirate S.
Pirate 5. I'm gonna put because Pirate S.
Death Noties.
Yeah,
Definitely.
oof,
Don't
definitely.
forget.
And a Covenant of Fastbenders.
Coming in
I did
fast
not
bros.
spell these for the listeners.
Fast bros.
This is Tyler going complete improv here.
I did
I
not. That's gonna be
I'm
tough
trying
one
to-
I think he actually wrote Death Note, which is exactly what he should have written for the first time all night.
That's
Like
it.
Alien Cub is not bad, but it's still
You
technically
can
not
see
correct.
as we go through, it's actually getting a little bit better.
It is.
That's gonna be a tough one to vote on. There's some contenders.
That's actually
I think I know which one I'm gonna say, but that's because I haven't seen some of the other bad ones.
Okay,
I've seen
so
all of them, and so I'm gonna have a very accurate pick.
we have our last category. I think another quick one because I think we know. Well, we know a couple of these. I think we know who's gonna win. I'm sorry to spoil it, but we are doing the most anticipated of 2018.
2101.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way. Infinity War is.
Yeah, I'm throwing the
it's
thing.
not good. That could be allowed.
It's the big guy.
I want
other
to see
people.
it. I'll be honest, I want to see the movie.
I'll throw these all quickly out. Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2.
Yep.
Yes.
At least to put them on the board.
I think that will deserve to be up there for sure.
Yep.
Just I know what you're gonna try and pull. And I don't think the Crimes of Grindelwald are gonna get up there.
Grindy.
What?
Oh, I thought you were for sure gonna throw Grindelwald up there for most anticipated.
Infinity. That's
You know
correct.
what?
That is
I'm only at
correct
May 2018
spelling.
for what's coming out, so I might get
Black
that.
Panther, B-Pan.
Boston
This is
Pizza.
our last
Ants.
category.
Incredibles 2.
Put Deadpool 2 on there.
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2, that's a good one. Yeah.
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles dose.
Oof, pizza. I'd be so down for some pizza right now.
Incredibles second. Damn you! Now I want pizza.
I'd be down first place.
Shit.
Domino's open.
Yeah, they are
Always
till 2
open.
a.m.
100%.
Man, I was getting groceries tonight too, but it's so much easier if I just get pizza.
What was
Don't
the
get the
other-
pizza at the
Deadpool's
grocery.
Deadpool 2, yeah.
Deadpool's.
Deadpool.
A lot of pools.
Multiple pools.
Taylor, you did miss a loop on your dress pants. I will make you feel a little sad there.
That's a
I meant to.
That's a hell of a
Okay.
yikes. It's actually the Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah.
Oh.
Instead
There's
of, like,
actually a
finger,
hidden blade
it's,
underneath that loop, and if the belt goes through it, it just ruins
Super
the
geeky.
mechanism.
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Actually,
I'll
I'll
back that.
jump in on that one.
Jump into it. Nice.
Oh.
I had to think of the next word I was
You
gonna
did
say.
have to. And I mean, it's a step everyone has to say.
Taylor might back me on this one.
I would-
Aquaman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, I was thinking
definitely.
about that.
I won't back, but you guys have a majority there. So
Man of
Are
water.
we getting any Paul Rudd action over there for Ant-Man 2?
I thought about it a lot because I'm really excited to see more Paul Rudd, but I have better contenders.
I mean, I put it on as a contendee for
Yeah.
sure.
I will
I
vote
would-
against it.
Yeah, I would vote against it.
Fair enough. I can't blame you.
I'll just
I'm
throw
gonna-
no,
Venom.
no Fantastic Beasts. I gotta say it just because it's gonna get shut down by some.
No!
Not with that
Oh,
title. Not with that. The crimes.
You know, I will give you back up because
Florence
Jude Law is amazing.
You did not like Fantastic Beasts, the first one.
Yes, but I am willing to see how a sequel fares. I'm not gonna let a first one dictate its whole
I'm
franchise.
sick and tired of these fucking
Why not?
awful Hobbit and
Because-
Star Wars prequels, Harry Potter movies making on these
Some
lists.
sequels can completely 180 your franchise. You never know.
Yeah,
That's true. But then you always
Then
know
there's
there's that
Transformers.
really bad first movie.
But I never have to go back to it. It's a one-off.
You do though.
I watched
If the
it.
entire, like, take the Star Wars prequels for example, if they're all bad, you can just disregard
That's
them.
what I do,
But
yeah,
if
yeah.
some of them are bad and some are good, you can't disregard the bad, but also keep the good.
But I'm
there.
hoping that from now on it'll only be good. If
Okay,
we go back
it's
to
on
bad,
there, it
then
got back.
But
sure.
Hold
the
on.
bad first one's always gonna be there.
It's unfortunate.
It got back. Just put it on there as a contender.
Yep, it's a contender.
Damn.
I'm gonna say Ready Player One.
Yes, 100% yes.
I'm not gonna back it. I don't like those trailers.
The book is so good.
There's so
Yeah,
much
but
pop culture
where
in
are
There's
those
a lot of
trailers.
great books out there.
Just overflowing
Ready
with
Player One?
culture.
There's great. There's great
Yeah, you
Suicide
can put it on
Squad.
there. You can
Like,
put it on there.
you think
There's
about,
great-
like, what are they gonna do with it?
There's
Where are they going?
There's great
Good
Suicide
questions.
Squad
Good
comic books out there. Doesn't mean the movie's a great movie. So Ready Player
This
One.
one will probably get shot down, but I can say Annihilation. Just because
That's
it's so
Natalie
intriguing.
Portman?
Yeah, it's so intriguing.
Mm.
I'm just
Sure.
so curious to find out what it's about and what
Dylan is
happens.
just giving
I'm
these
down.
votes away.
I'm
He's
down.
just I'm not, but
Because
What are
like
you,
for some of these films, like
I have no idea what that
I know I'm gonna enjoy them, but I'm not anticipating them as much because I know it's gonna be good. It's like
I'm surprised
I
that
want to
you
know what
haven't
happens
done
in
this
this movie.
Yes, that will go on. I'll mention it after.
So are we
He's just
putting
gonna put it on
Annihilation
without
no, he's
No.
putting on the.
Whatever.
He's putting on Annihilation.
Ah, it is.
He's gonna vote. Yeah, because Taylor
I'll
back.
give you that too. I'm very curious about that movie. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
I will not.
Not a
Shucks.
chance.
Oh,
I'll back it, yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god! This is fucking awful, this
Allowing
category.
everything.
I'm actually excited for that one because I know it's going to be a really fun podcast. It'll be a fun movie to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with
Whereas I can't say that will be the case about Annihilation, for example. I don't know if it'll be fun to talk about. It might just suck and be boring. But at least Jurassic World, we can just Taylor can defend everything and we can just get mad at everything. Or it might be great. I don't know.
I'm gonna put
I'm
on
all
that Christopher Robin Pooh movie where Ewan McGregor is playing Christopher Robin. Winnie
Yes.
Pooh comes back as a CGI character.
I'm gonna say
What?
no.
It's Ted, but a family version.
Um,
Don't you guys get out your votes for all these fucking movies, but
I
Winnie
think
the
that
Pooh
was
gets
Kim
no love.
alone.
Rampage?
yeah, no.
How about Tomb Raider? I don't really want Tomb Raider on this
I
list,
don't
but
want Tomb Raider on the list.
you guys
I
might.
don't want it on the list.
I know it's not my top five. I'm
Mom
not
and
giving my
Dad?
votes away.
Mom and Dad most anticipated.
Anticipated.
I'm surprised no one's saying the solo movie.
You're
I don't-
surprised by that?
We don't have a fucking trailer. How can I get excited?
I'm not excited because
Comes
it's
out
only
like
the
2
album.
weeks.
I think it's just curiosity over excitement.
Next category, curiosity. I think that's a good list
All right.
of contenders.
Infinity War. I think you can put a check mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Infinity War is locked.
I'm also indefinite for Incredibles.
Yeah, 100% for
I'm not a definite, but
I'll vote on to lock it.
just because they released the plot synopsis and it sound the exact same as Incredibles. There's a fucking young superhero who really admires Miss Elastigirl or Elastigirl, and then you know this girl's gonna turn bad like Syndrome. They're doing a fucking Finding Dory. They're making the same movie over. I'm sorry, I'm gonna lay it on you. Incredibles 2 is gonna fucking suck.
Wow.
From the trailer and from what they're saying about
Yeah,
what the movie's about, well, just that like Jack one, but from the synopsis of like, oh, and this time, Mr. Incredible's at the stay-at-home dad, waka waka.
I think there's a big chance I'm highly disappointed by this movie, but I'm still incredibly excited for it because the first one is one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 10.
I vote to lock Black Panther in.
Oh, 100%. That's gonna be the best movie of the year.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Over Infinity War.
I think so. Quality.
I think we can kick Crimes of G out of here.
100%.
I also vote.
Get out of
Throw
here.
a bone, but
Get out of my face, Eddie Redmayne.
I also am down to get rid of Aquaman.
I'm also down to get rid of Aquaman.
I'm down to get rid of Annihilation.
Yeah,
I'm also
rid of-
down to get rid of Annihilation.
I don't even know. Like I think Deadpool 2 is a definite.
Deadlock, yeah. I am a deadlock for Deadpool.
Because I think you know that movie's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more.
Get rid of
I'm not passionate about any
Come
of
on.
these last 5.
Lazy.
So.
I don't know
What are you
vote
doing?
for that.
Aquaman out. I vote to kick it out.
I'm not ready to keep
I'll
it.
get rid of it just because
I'm also excited to see what
I know we
DC's
didn't get a whole
gonna
lot
do.
of him in
I did
Justice
now.
League, but it really didn't leave me much for an appetite for the full-on movie.
For me personally, Aquaman would get my vote for a keep because I am a huge fan of Wreck-It Ralph. I do not like the title breaks the internet, so that just the title has me worried. That's so I gotta go on.
Yeah, I
And
haven't seen
like
the first
All
Momoa,
votes to take out Wreck-It Ralph.
and I like
Yeah.
James Wan who directed Saw and The Conjuring. I want to see what he does with a superhero film. So Aquaman gets my lock vote.
So, hold on. So Wreck-It Ralph is out? One.
I haven't
I'm
seen the first
against
one,
it.
so I can vote against
You're
it.
against it,
I'm
yeah.
against it.
So Ralph is gone.
So 1 mark for Aquaman.
Yep, the man of Aquaman.
I am kind of against Ready Player One. What am I gonna go for?
An interesting one.
I'm gonna put mine on Jurassic World 2.
What a
Really?
surprise. What?
I'll put my vote on Aquaman.
Wow. I pulled the James Wan card. That's a card you.
The James Wan card is for sure, but
The man who made Saw is making Aquaman.
I think this movie. I called it on a cast that me, Kyle, and Travis did that. I think Aquaman's gonna get 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it'll be fun to bash the movie when it
very
does suck. So.
anticipated to see that 13%.
I'm excited to just watch Jason Momoa without a shirt for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a valid
So,
argument.
you
What
know-
if he's wearing a shirt for this?
Oh, that would.
The
What if
first
he's wearing a
picture,
wetsuit or
I will
something?
say the first picture they released of the movie, the official, he had no shirt. So I think he's made shirtless.
What if they see John to be full merman and he just has no upper body at all?
mermaids have upper bodies?
Yeah, mermans just have.
It's
No,
the-
but what if he's the other
I
way?
mean like full like fish.
No, but what if he's the other merman?
Like
so
shape
he's
of
fish
body.
and body
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
human
yeah.
legs.
You know what? Yeah, we'll see what
It's
happens.
2018.
I'll-
Or what if he's a
I'll-
merman, but it's like the opposite, where like his upper half is a fish and his bottom half is a
That's
I'm gonna spite vote Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. We're both outcasts in this.
And then you vote for Aquaman, so Aquaman gets that DC represented.
They get one.
Yeah.
In a world of
Everybody
Marvel,
gets
there's
one.
one DC there.
Yeah.
Well,
All
we
right,
do that for
read
now.
off that list,
So-
and then we're gonna read off the entire noms. No, we've gone for a while. You know the nominations in March. I'm not sure the exact date. I think it's like March 1st or 2nd when we will do a mini show that will announce. That will not be as long. That show is literally 10 to 15 minutes of us just announcing the winners. That's no debate. It's just the winners. It might be tacked onto a newscast. So it is.
The winners is all of us on the GeekVerse vote. Just
Yeah.
whatever one we want.
The debate show is more the show for the
Yeah.
for this, but the winners will be announced in March. So and they'll be voted by all 7 members of GeekVerse. So
Mhm.
let's
So,
read off the
most
last
anticipated
and
Infinity War, followed by B Pants.
B-pants.
Black Pants.
Increds Dos.
Oh boy.
You having a hard time finding where you're going here?
No, I'm saying oh boy to Taylor.
No,
This
I
is-
thought-
are
you're not
are
writing them
memorizing
down.
or are you writing
I already wrote them down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Deadly Pools. And Man of Aqua.
Man of Aqua.
Man of Aqua.
Yeah,
Most
Aqua.
anticipated.
5 most
Okay.
anticipated films of 2018 by GeekVerse. There you go.
That's the one, folks.
Mostly by us 5 of the GeekVerse, but
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the swing voters.
there has been input from other members.
Dylan, how do you think about Mike Fassbender in that best supporting role, you know?
I'm not happy about it for sure, but I'm glad that Alien Covenant is considered one of the worst 5 movies of the year.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think he had a good performance in that movie, but
You know?
I'm gonna hold my tongue on that one.
Taylor, you're going to write out where they can find us? No, I'm joking. Just tell them we're going to get out of here. We are now at the 3-hour mark. This was a heavily debated podcast.
This is the longest GeekVerse episode of all time?
I might be. I think the BVS review might top it a bit.
Oh yeah,
yes.
BBS was a long one.
But this could take it. When I get home, I'll check. But this is either 1 or 2 for the longest episode of all time.
Taylor, drag it out.
Yeah.
Please
Break the
don't.
Let's hit the
record.
4-hour mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You can find us
Just listing off places
at
you
the
can find us
4-hour
for an
mark
hour.
in the search bar, ladies and gentlemen. With your
Pizza.
internet connection, pizza would be so good. You should get pizza, ladies and gentlemen. You should go in the search bar and
GeekVerse
type in
pizza.
on your Facebook, GeekVerse space podcast, space bar, not the word space. I don't know where that goes. I'll have to try and let you know. And then you're going to find all this awesome
It
stuff.
goes nowhere.
You're going to nowhere, really.
Okay, so just let him go.
You're going to find all this great stuff. You're going to find more of this awesome whiteboard, fun facts and everything there, and all of our other great podcasts.
Yeah.
Take it away, Mr. Snow.
Go to geekverspodcast.com. You can find everything there. Next week we'll be back with news or something like that. I promise you it will not be boring. Please check out the Gauntlet videos. They're coming up. We worked really hard on them and they're lots of fun.
Good night.
Ow.
Anal beads!
Later, nerds.
9 out of 10.
Oh, I gotta go do homework. That took fucking forever.
I did not think